Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nasty Week 2. I have been kidnapped by Malachi to cast this game, but it's going to be a bit of a banger, so I don't even really mind here. We're going to have Yin and Yang versus Flex Gun. Give it to ya. Going to be exciting, but Malachi, what do you think about this match?
I think this match is going to be a pretty close one. I recognize two players here, Dragonclad, Ma2. I've played in similar tournaments with them, and it's good to see them coming up the ranks here into Nasty. I recognize Dragonclad as an old teammate back in Diamond Gap 2, so they've come a long way. And Ma2 has always been a familiar face. I know Greatest Meme's been around for a long time. The guy that gets is a little famous these days. And it's a pineapple. I talk with him a lot. And Tomo Taco too. So this is definitely people that I recognize. So I have no favorites here. I just know they're here to game.
Yeah, should be a really fun game. It's always nice to have someone to root to, although, when you know people on both teams, it's hard to decide who you really want to root for. So, we're going to give it to both teams. We're going to say we want both teams to have fun and, maybe a little bit of blood between the two. It's always fun to see, people like the guy that gets doing what they do best. It's always fun to see friends succeed. But looking at this first map, it appears that we're going to Aten City, which I think is probably one of the most hated maps in the pool, so it's always a surprise to see it. I personally really like the map, although it does hurt to see that a stale ban. Fair, but pain.
Yeah, I think usually in the BO3 pool, I've noticed that in Nasty, it tends to get not banned, actually. It's been on stream in Nasty a few times. It gets played as much as it does. So maybe it's not as hated as we think it is. Maybe there's some secret strats going on we don't know about under the hood.
Yeah, it is a map that if you are confident in your ability to core control and you're not as confident in your ability to survive, or you know that they are very confident in their ability to kill, then Aten City is one of those maps that's really good for being pro core control and then against the KO comp. So is a really good...
Yeah, I'll have to agree. Yeah. I think that's definitely the case. Usually when I play on this map, I don't really play of fear of getting KO'd too much unless I see like a Luna or a Vice, where the Vice is kind of a rarer pick on this map. But yeah, most of the time I'm just here to play core control, run fast, build speed and cooldowns, and try to make it a quick game.
Yeah. And it is usually very quick there. Of course, only having that one barrier and it being so massive, so difficult to defend, especially when you don't have that Estelle goalie, which is so good, nor the Atlas as well, denied. Flex and Yi banning off those two very strong goalies, going for the maximum speed of game here. And then, of course, picking the Rasmus and the Kai, two fairly quick characters there as well. So a lot of speed in this comp. We also have the Juno Mako coming here from the side of Flex, and that's a very fast comp.
Yeah, the only pick I think on this map is a little less favored is the Asher. Depending on who the goalie is, I think it's going to be Mako goalie here, which Asher might not have problems against. But usually, if it's Asher versus like a goalie like Now or something, she doesn't really suffer too much trying to score on her. Or like a Aimee, you can just shove it through them when they're down on abilities and they haven't been able to keep it towards the midfield or the enemy side. And you finally get in close, it's pretty easy with Asher. But Aten City is not my favorite map to play Asher on. I tend to opt for the double midfield on this map instead of playing a traditional brawler, but that's my taste.
Yeah, having that Asher, especially a very slow brawler, can be very difficult to play. You can see it potentially on the goalie, but most likely it's going to be either the Kai or the Chikar in that role, being able to run forward.
Yeah, I highly suspect. Yeah, I highly suspect that. I think you're right. I think it will end up being Drek or Kai, but we'll find out here soon.
And that's one of the reasons I really like this Rasmus pickup from Flex. just because he is a brawler. He has the ability to shove it through, but he also has a lot of speed in his secondary and actually a lot of core control with the ult if you're not going to use it for kills, which you're probably not in Atten City.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Rasmus, out of the typical forward picks for, the quote-unquote brawler, Rasmus is easily one of the better ones. Unless it's like, let's say like Chrono or Explosive or Super Surge, you'll see the Zentaro on this map.
Yeah, you do see a lot of that. It is a twin drive start, so you can sometimes see that, but didn't. Of course, that prime time and twin drive, very tempting, and I think a lot of people are going to go the way of that prime time. But of course, twin drive just has a way of working its way into a lot of comps, and you think, oh, prime time is great. Primary is the way that we stuff it through. Usually, it's a very offensive ability. But you see that at twin drive, and Mako might want to pick that up just to be able to boost the team more often. Have it on cooldown while you're using it is just a really massive boon. So a lot of good potential here. I mean, there's not really a bad awakening that anyone can pick in this draft. I think everyone benefits quite a lot from this. Although Drakkar Primetime, kind of sad because he kind of already has prime time by default. But sometimes that third shotgun blast can also just come out of left field.
Yeah, that's definitely true. But I'm prime time or twin drive really is one of those ones where you feel like you can't go wrong either way. But personally, since the cooldowns on secondary are a bit longer in this game, I do kind of prefer twin drive on most characters. But we'll see. We see almost an even mix, actually. We see the guy that gets is rocking Pummeler's Asher with the twin. And everyone on it looks like everyone on Flex has gone twin drive.
Yeah.
So
ooh, and that's first blood. The guy that gets getting the kill onto Ma. Their unfortunate start for Flex, but so far the barrier is still holding. Pineapple able to just keep this barrier alive, which is no mean feat, especially on Atten City. Is going to lose in the end, but did buy enough time for Ma to get back onto the field here. Juno can't get it through this Kai, but it will go around the Asher. Drakkar running forward here, dodging around the slimes. Greatest Meme passing it up, almost hitting it into a slime. Ma getting a good primary there with the pendulum swing. Juno getting the barrier on the bottom, but dying for it as well. Pineapple running up, passing up to Ma. The Giga Blast actually gets it back to Ma, but it's not quite enough to make the difference there. Ma uses the secondary to get it through the Asher, just making sure she cannot get the control here, even hitting away. Core flip out of both Kai and the Mako. Pineapple getting it forward in the end. Pass up to Juno, intercepted by the Kai, but it gets up into the corner anyways. And Asher just cannot get the core here. Really good control here from Flex, but it's not quite enough. It goes back and forth across the map. Now it's in the Asher's hand, but she can't get the angle onto the goal from that angle. Slime almost putting in, but a great save there from Dragon Cloud is going to mean that the core just keeps on going around here. Slime goes into the net. Ma waiting for the Slime to get, but the pass isn't perfect. Strike shot goes a little bit wide. Tries to get it to the top, but Kai's in the way. And we have the core flip out of Asher to the bottom. Great save from Pineapple as well. Just barely into the barrage to dribble it along the top here, but it gets over to Ma. He's trying to use a secondary, but a great strike shot again from Dragon Cloud just cannot be stopped. Red core slimes all over the place. The hook from Rasmus as well, not enough to get it through. The Giga Blast almost gets it in, but Pineapple is not going to be stopped. Barrage, perfect. Kill onto Ma with a full core flip as well. Demon Angle not going to save Tomotoko in this one, and he's just trying to buy time now, but the Asher on the bottom is going to win the strike war versus the Bat, and that's going to be the first goal here, way into overtime on Atten City of all maps.
I think we might be eating our words on that traditional brawler on the Atten City and it not being kill map, but with a guy that gets, maybe every map is a kill map. I that's the vibe I'm getting from what I'm seeing. And it's what he's known for, and I think he wants to make it known that even on Atten City, you're not safe from him KOing you.
Yeah, and that's one of the big things with Atten City and Oni Village and similar maps. Good barrier pickup on both sides. And ooh, the guy that gets it countering the core flip from Pineapple, really well done. Quick second goal there. But
he's not just getting kills.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting the scores too. Fast. Real fast. Not so much the last point, but the moment he had a good opportunity up there, guy that gets was taking every opportunity and making it count.
Yeah, we also see Ma did force out the core flip from Meme without getting the kill, but Ma is very low, running around to grab the orbs, but of course there is a surplus of orbs here. Tomotoko passing down to Ma. Ma trying to get up the barrage from Meme is really good. The ensnare drums is good as well, but just put the Asher in the cage, keep it from moving even more than usual. Gray's Meme, though, not able to get the Strike War win versus Juno. Juno trying to get it forward. Ma gets it around with the Slime as well, but it's in the bottom here. The core flip from Juno not going to be used and going to die for it as well. Gray that gets getting the kill, the passive. Greatest Meme as well, but Giga to get it in. And that is going to be the first set taken 3-0 by Ye. And yeah, it is just Flex not respecting the edges of Atten City in the slightest. And it's one of those problems. You think, oh, it's not a kill map. I'll be fine. I can walk near the edge. No.
Yeah, they've really built up a false sense of security, and you cannot do that with the guy that gets in your game. And he took the Juno's core flip. Like, if this hadn't been set point, like, that would have been devastating. Anyways, we're into our draft here. Guy that gets is getting Adrenaline Rush, which normally I wouldn't opt for in this map, even though it is a speed item, because you're usually not getting a lot of kills. However, since it's on City and you want speed, I think this Adrenaline Rush is going to be huge.
Yeah, the one thing that I'm really surprised at is that Ego is falling all the way down to Dragon Cloud. I would have said usually the guy that gets would be the one to pick that up just to keep it away, but he gets Adrenaline Rush and the Drakard gets the Ego. So this is a one draft here for the side of Ye, I believe. Even though, Sizon Rasmus good, and, the Rapid Fire on Juno is very good, Siege Machine as well is good things, but that's a kill, and that's Adrenaline Rush with Pummelers. I mean, 50% speed on the side of Asher, but they can't even get the barrier defense. And yeah, you got the kill, but in the negative power play, you actually lost your own barrier. Not gonna matter, though. Guy that gets the core from the Greatest Meme and puts it in.
Immense pressure here. Yeah, this is immense pressure. Like, Ye... I mean, Yin and Yang is bringing out just all the stops. They are just almost flawless on the execution of their ability usage. Like, we're not seeing a lot of whiffs here. We're seeing a lot of comfortable needs to go, walking up the core. This is the gameplay you kind of expect from this, from like the middle tier. I would say this is about mid-high tier in the Monkey Strikers. So it's a little bit more precise than you might see in, let's say, OSAS. But recently we got the ISS series, and I think NAS is probably a little bit higher than that. So
oh, with the mix-up Ma gets
and
the
as I
first
speak
goal
of
for
not
Flex.
missing and see. Yeah, that might be some strike shot lore. It is great. It's a great awakening choice. Don't get me wrong, but when it's bad, it's bad.
Yeah, the goal goes through in the end. That's a good, just mental boost here for the side of Flex. Getting that first goal is always such a massive thing. Ma trying to use a hook just gets Dragon Cloud out of position, but it's not going to do too much there. I think he's hoping to get the kill onto Ma. Gonna have to core flip to stay alive, but he is able to execute on that and just live for a little bit longer. The guy that gets hunting for blood here, but so far so good. Ma is able to dodge out of the way. We have the Slime getting the barrier. The core flip from Dragon Cloud, not quite enough to get it. Ma going for the dribble, but it's a little bit of greed. The guy that gets ends up getting the core. Ma not able to get the goal here just yet. Pineapple trying to get the core out of his side of the map, but the barrier is going to go down. The hook as well, just absorbed by the core flip from the guy that gets, but that's another core flip used, and Pineapple, the only one with the core flip now, actually going to use the bat to hit it all the way down from downtown, but Greatest Meme has the core flip a little bit barrage, countered by the secondary. The core flip, though, really nice. The counter flip not going to be executed on, but in the end, it's still fine, buys a lot of time. Slime pass just goes over Greatest Meme. Greatest Meme tries to go for a top mix up. The snare drums is going to stop the core for a second, but the guy that gets just takes that to kill the goalie, and then the core just goes right in after.
Yeah, this is. I think that was a situation of why I prefer using Mako's ultimate as a forward than a goalie, because sometimes it kind of backfires that way. Yeah, the guy that gets definitely, used his abilities and strike to get it in, but sometimes having all those bouncers and build core speed on the core kind of hurts you as a goalie if you do it that close to your own goal box. Obviously, if you do it farther away, is a lot less risk. You can strike, do other abilities in time. But yeah, I think that was there. The tough part about the Mako ultimate is that in the goalie box, it might be too late unless you send it out preemptively enough.
Yeah, but sometimes it's the only thing you can do. Great defense there by Dragon Cloud. The guy that gets actually taking a fair bit of damage here, but does have the core flip to survive in a worst case scenario. A little bit more damage coming on to the guy that gets. He's not allowed to regenerate, which is really good. It's not going to matter. Ma gets the pendulum swing through Dragon Cloud, who had core flip, but just didn't use it in time for the evade save. Not respecting Ma.
It looks like Ma2 might be rooting for the wrong team with that emote, but That's neither here nor there. But I just thought it was a funny thing to mention. But yeah, they after that first set, they know what's at risk. They know they can't joke around. This is big boy time. Because yeah, the first one was an 0-3, and this is looking like a lot more of what we expect from this matchup.
Yeah, good support there from Dragoncloud with the strike shot. Ooh, the guy that gets core flip actually going to be whiffed, but the core does end up in the Asher's hands again for just a second. Juno's able to clear it away, though Ma misses the strike, unfortunately. Greatest Beam goes to the dribble, actually wins the strike war against Ma there. Shotgun going to be lost to the dribble. Ma almost has it, but it's out of there. The bat from Mako downtown trying to get help, but not going to be enough. The guy that gets using the pass splitter, almost killing Mako. Good dodge from Pineapple is going to keep him in the fight for a little bit longer. The sun gets down to Ma, who has core flip multiple, slows him down and out of the way, though. The barrage misses. Juno goes to the top play here. The core flip out of Ma is really good. Goes to the bottom. Dragoncloud saw the angle, read the shot, but just was not fast enough.
It was the right defensive play. You definitely got that right. They knew what they needed to do. But that requires an insane amount of timing and more stuff for red core like that with the strike shot or shotgun. But you know, it's like I said. I think Flex really wants to win this. Still interesting that they have a yin and yang logo on their team, but I digress. But yeah, this draft, you know, we got some speed on the board. Super Surge is an interesting pick on an Asher, but I could see why when he wants to be getting all those kills, and mobility is prized on this map. Team player Juno's pretty huge. Red core speed is pretty crucial on this match. And Juno having it, a character who already has a lot of map presence, pretty good to have.
Yeah, this draft is pretty nice for both sides, but I think in the end of the day, it's going to be Flex coming away with this, also getting the barrier there, but the speed on the Rasmus and the core speed on the Juno just is such a brutal combo with the extra speed boost from the Mako, too. They're just so much faster. The Slime's coming out, almost getting gold, but Barrage pushes it through Ma, not able to win the strike war there. Greatest Beam trying to use so much, gets the Giga Blast, and does, in the end, get the Barrage with the help of the guy that gets some damage coming onto the guy that gets in a second here from that secondary. The hook from Ma is nice, but it's intercepted by a great shotgun from Dragoncloud. Dragoncloud trying to get it through, and he will get it through Ma. Secondary not perfect to deny that from happening. Juno jumping over and trying to get it to Ma, but it's not quite enough in the end. Greatest Beam running up the field, used the Giga Blast to get it through, but it's not quite enough. The angle was not perfect. The guy that gets bounced around there, Ma, has the opportunity to run forward and try to challenge Dragoncloud, but the Greatest Beam is there, almost getting killed, but also using the barrage to counter the hook as well. Ma almost a core flip. Core flip out of Greatest Beam is perfect. It goes right through Pineapple, who just held that secondary for a microsecond too long.
Yeah, that's the one thing about Mako's secondary is if you hold it too long, it usually doesn't beat red cores unless you time it on your front half as the goalie. And that's really crucial not to hold it too long because it does slip through the sound wave. The sound wave is not impervious to score setter just against regular strikes, but anything heavy like a hard ability on a you know, like a anything red core, anything that hits the core harder than a strike typically gets the job done.
Yeah, and especially the later we go into the game and the more we go into overtimes, it'll come up more and more often here. Shotgun gets it through Tomotaka. The core flip as well is good. Pineapple got the read, but just tried to strike instead of respecting and using the core flip, and it's always tragic to see that. Of course, it's a very powerful ability. You want to save that core flip as much as you can, but sometimes you gotta use it.
Yeah, I don't know if I do think you're right. There is a slight window after Mako secondary where you can't core flip. I don't know if that was within that window, or they just didn't think they needed it, like you said. But yeah, I agree. Sometimes just burning it is perfectly fine. Especially, I don't think it's gonna be a factor here because they don't have one of the energy awakenings. But in those cases, yeah, just burn it. You know, if you're not sure, burn it.
Better safe than sorry. The power play, though, Ma come back on the field, but it's not going to matter. In the negative, power play getting the goal, bring them 1 point up and on the scoreboard now. Tomotanka with a fantastic dribble into Slime. They're just outplaying Dragoncloud's defense, which has been so good so far.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's that thing about making the play from the center on a character like Juno that can do a lot. You can leap in, you can throw a Slime to where their clear is going. You know, if they're already standing in the middle, it really makes it pretty reliable for you to pull off. And we're going to see a good, you know, both barriers down fast. I mean, these teams are efficient at this map, to say the least.
Yeah, it's one of the perks of Atten City, getting those quick barriers down, leading to a very open map with a lot of high stakes. One slight mistake means it's all over. The guy that gets, though, not going to be finding the opportunity there. Tomotaka with a manual self pass from a slime. Very well done there. Tomotaka trying to get the pass as well. The core flip is perfect. Goes right past Pineapple's primary and hits a great bounce angle into the goal. Just amazing play there from the entirety of Yay, but that last core flip was just perfect.
Yeah, that was the timing they needed. That was the timing they needed. And Catalyst is here. You know, fire off some more flips, you know, if it be in your favor. I feel like if Dragon Claude gets this Catalyst, they might be in a lot of hurt. But Juno's getting hot shot because Kai decided not to. And as someone who crumbled to that last week, I don't think that was the pick. I don't think they meant to pick that in mind. Like, maybe they just saw aerials and like, oh, I love aerials, it's Biss, and then forgot that Juno Hotshot was there. I don't know.
And especially especially with a team player rapid fire twin drive Juno that has so many more abilities and already enough course speed, getting that hot shot for the extra cooldowns is just going to be brutal for them, and the extra course speed as well on it. So it's just so difficult to contend with. We're going to be seeing more and more just, I believe, Yay just being outclassed in the ability efficiency because, you know, with all the extra abilities and the extra speed. But, you know, if they can just shove through and just be that much more efficient in their own abilities, it's not going to matter. Greatest Meme almost going down. Strike shot, good interrupt, but the hook also missing, almost got it. There's the red course from the Slimes. It's beginning. Primary not perfect for Ma, though the slime comes out, not able to go through the Greatest Meme, though pass up the guy that gets, but he's not in perfect position. That's the problem with the Asher. Doesn't have quite enough mobility to get from out of position back into position when you're trying to contest that midfield. Strike shots, though, from Dragon Cloud are going to make it a whole lot easier to do that. Tomotaka getting fast by the barrier there. Core flip, counter flip, not enough. And the goal is scored by the Greatest Meme.
Yeah, I think as long as you keep your mental strong, or the guy that gets Juno, there probably won't be an issue here. But again, it's so volatile that even simple mistakes can just result in that right there. Yeah, exactly. But, you know, Dragon Claude is not just going to let things go slip by them for free.
Core flip comes out of Ma, but it's not enough. The guy that gets all the way back in the goal, there's no offense here right now from the side of Yay. They are just trying to survive. The Ensnare Drums also comes out. Greatest Meme very low on health, killed by Ma. And that is Flex getting their kill here, trying to make something out of power play. 8 seconds till Kai's back on the field. Pass down over to Ma, has the secondary. Slime is what's going to be it in the end. Tomotaka making brilliant use of that power play, and, you know, the expectation that, oh yeah, midfield passes to forward. That's how that works. No. Midfield scores because this forward is just distracted.
Yeah, exactly. I think Dragon Claude right there would have held if the shotgun just slightly was different. I think they made a really good play there. It just missed on the positioning of the gun. But, you know, that's not going to shake him. I know that player quite well. I don't think that's going to shake him. I think if they just, like I said, if the team as a collective team just plays very smart, patient, doesn't worry about Juno Hotshot too much, you know, because sometimes when you're playing again, now they hotshot, now they probably win. As long as you don't get in that mental state, you're gonna be just like the guy that gets the core right in the goal.
Yeah, and now Yay is 1 point away from taking the game. They're going into this with very high spirits. They have a lot of leeway, an entire set of leeway. Good strike shot and shotgun from Dragon Cloud. And strike down to the bottom as well. Can Taco get it? No! Last second core flip from Meme is going to save the barrier. There are no memes there. Just greatness. As he gets to the core to the guy that gets as well, but rarely the guy that gets not able to get the barrier that time. Both barriers still standing a whole 20 seconds into the Atten City match. Here we go. Tomotaka gets just passed by the core slightly too far away. Great bounce to the bottom there. Breaking the ankles of Kai, getting it over to Ma, who gets the barrier. The slime, though, interrupted. The guy that gets super far forward here. Can he get the core? The answer so far is no. Great interception so far by the side of Flex. Juno jumping away out of the attempted kill from the guy that gets. Core flip probably going to have to be used here, but no, the Ensnare Drums actually is enough to get it away. Tomotaka passes up to Ma. Ma goes for the dribble with shotgun, and the strike shot from Dragon Cloud is enough to clear it out. Slime at the end. Tomotaka bringing Flex 1 point away from evening up the sets and taking him out of this one game away. Or 1 point away game that they're facing.
Yeah, that was a mix of a devious hook plus a slime. Like the timing between the Rasmus and the Juno playing together really well there against basically the whole team of UVA there. Nobody could have really reacted to. Oh, and the game is over, just like that.
Yeah. It was a little bit too late on the core flip from Pineapple there, unfortunately, and the guy that gets is not going to let that slide. He has an Asher, he has all of his kit available, and there is a core in front of an opening goal. The guy that gets is the one to get it. But I think there, the MVP going to the greatest meme just showcases how important midfield is on this map and how many, just how much of that Asher greatness was due to being fed the core by the time. Of course, no shade to the guy that gets getting the core so consistently through enemies is amazing, but you can't get the core through an enemy if you don't have it.
Yeah, I agree, and not just that, but like Kai, greatest meme, he knew what he was doing. He said, I will take aerials, win the midfield, and I will not care about Juno getting hot shot, which is very rare. It's been a long time since I've seen a Juno get hot shot on City and not reverse sweep the game. So, props to Yin and Yang for getting it done.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of interceptions on those slimes, which led to that, because if you know where the slime is going, you can predict it, or you can just control it so that Tomotaco has to use those abilities defensively, and just to get the core through rather than setting up plays with it. It takes a lot of the agency out of that core speed. It's like if the core is fast but not doing anything, it doesn't matter quite as much. It can still catch you off guard as it did a few times, but Yin and Yang was not letting it get to them. But interestingly enough here, Greatest Meme and Tomotaco actually having the exact same number of redirects at 213 there. Just kind of a funny thing in that midfield, just neck and neck. They almost had the exact same number of saves as well. 17 for Taco and 16 for Greatest Meme. So just very evenly matched so much of the time. But Greatest Meme was able to get it to the guy that gets just a little bit more often, and the guy that gets was just a little bit more efficient when he got that core.
Yeah, and that's really what matters, and not just that, but like I think shaking people off their nerves by like, I forgot, I gotta see, the map pick was by, it looks like that, based on what I'm seeing on screen here, it looks, I believe Flex was the blue team, so Otten City being their map pick might have been because they thought that guy that gets wouldn't get so many kills on that map, and then they were probably shaken when they started getting killed on that map.
Yeah, and then that makes a lot of sense. If you're flexing, like, oh, we're against the guy that gets, they're gonna try and kill, ban Demon Dice, and then you have on the other side the ban from Oni Village from the side of Yin and Yang, just saying, well, we don't really want to play Oni Village where there's fewer kills. And that's what led to the Otten City pick. And then, of course, well, your kill comp and Night
my
Market's
brain
still
is
in the
looking
pool,
at
so
this.
just, pick Night Market and, get more kills. So I am predicting almost inevitably some sort of Julie ban in the next map, although it does depend on who's first pick. We might see something like Flex getting that blue side pickup and just saying, we'll first pick the Julie, maybe ban out the Kai or the Asher that were causing so many problems in this last game. So many good options that this could go for, but definitely something needs to address the kill pressure for me.
Yeah, on this map, I tend to, I don't want to play against a Julie that's this good. But the problem is currently, if you ban the Julie, you're going to face that Asher unless your team is picking it up. And that just kind of bites you in the butt either way if you don't pick, try to do like some kind of pick ban shenanigans. But yeah, I think this is going to be a tough map for Flex just because the guy that gets is probably really good at getting kills on this map. And then let's say hypothetically that Flex wins this game, then they got to go to Atlas's lab where guy that gets also kind of cooks. So not saying this is a yin and yang favored theory, but it might be. maybe.
Flex isn't doomed, but they're definitely looking at the edge of the cliff and they're kind of looking down. If they take one more step, then it's kind of doomed. So
I think if they just,
careful.
yeah, I think if they just watch the walls a little bit more, which I I shouldn't be one to talk, but yeah, if they just watch the walls a little bit more, maybe the guy won't get so much. Just thinking.
Yeah, but that's just one of the problems, is especially with the way that we've been having the greatest meme play. He keeps the core close to the wall a lot of the time, whether it's, you know, through dribbling or the barrage, just keeping it near the core and just luring people in, you know. You have the greatest meme is just the anglerfish, the little glowy bit. He just makes sure that the core is right there so that you're just like, ah, yes, I am midfield. Core is near there. I must get core. And then you just don't see the giant Asher Isekai truck heading for you just to take you out.
Yeah, I like that description. That's pretty new for me. I like that one. But, you know, I'm thinking, you know, I know It's a Pineapple can play Luna. Maybe they bust out Luna, right? And just reverse the script, right? Then they get all the kills off of unsuspecting people near walls. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, definitely flipping the kill script on its head is one way to approach this. But so far, we've had that Asher ban coming out. But interestingly enough, we don't see the Juliet first pick here. It was Zentaro ban, Asher ban. Juliet is still in play, but we have Rasmus, Atlas, and now being picked up. And that Atlas now on the same team kind of gets defeated by a Juliet. Because healing doesn't matter if you just get the knockback kill, and, you know, if you're the Atlas, you just basically have to have amazing reflexes in order to save somebody from a Julie dash punch that's coming from point blank range. So if it doesn't get picked up, I'm very surprised.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, right? It's the same thing. Like, Julie's just not going to care about your health bar, typically. They just care about on spot or not. But we're not going to see a Julia yin and yang at all, which is interesting. Which makes me think, is the guy that gets playing the Rasmus or some kind of Dubu or Mako forward? I don't know.
Yeah, it could be really any one of those, but it's probably the Rasmus if I had to take a guess, because Rasmus does still have some decent kill pressure. But we do see the X coming out. And I'm wondering if just the Julie isn't picked up because the Awakenings, a lot of Juliets don't like that Super Surge. But I think even just getting the Rampage for the extra size, not too bad on Julie. So, you know, who am I to question these players who are better than me? But at the same time, there are some question marks there as to, you know, why the Julie isn't picked. I think we'll have to ask them at some point, you know, what was the pick ban process here that, and it, you know, neither team picked Julie. It wasn't like it, you know, ended up last pick and you know, there was some sort of, you know, scheming there. It was just both teams saw something and they didn't want to pick it up.
Yeah, I'm curious too. I've seen a lot of the guy that gets played Julie, and he gets a lot of kills. So I'm wondering here too. There's something going on here. There's no one of the Mako or the Dubu has to be forward here or midfield or whatever the case may be, right? Because they're both not goalie at the same time. So one of these Dubus or Makos is the forward, or in a forward
triple goalie.
Now that would be interesting if they're just here to try to stall us out as long as they can. But I get the feeling that that's not the case.
Something that I'm looking forward to, though, is the Ma X. Flex does, of course, pick up that X in the last slot there, and Ma, not usually as known for the X, but I've seen him play it a time or two here and there. And it can be pretty brutal sometimes. So if he's able to execute on that, if he doesn't get behind, because of course that is the one big problem with X, is that he scales, and that if he gets behind early, it can be very difficult to get those clutch awakenings that he really needs to get things going. But if he can scale, if he doesn't get behind, then he can work some miracles and get Flex back into the game.
Oh, and we're gonna hop right into that that game as we speak. I am very, very interested to see the roles here on Yin and Yang. Who's in what position? It could be anyone, anywhere with this kind of team comp. And I'm here for it.
My bet is going to be on the Rasmus forward here. Sadly, likely no Atlas forward. We're not going to find out just yet. But most likely going to be on Atlas in that goalie slot on the other side. But yeah, Dubu goalie and then Rasmus Mako. Mako midfield, not like unless it's actually going to be a
no
Rasmus.
way. I think this is Rasmus midfield guy that gets is definitely getting in there. And I mean, I'm all down for this pick. I've never seen him play Mako forward, but me being the Mako forward guy, I'm here to be impressed. I mean, I wasn't rooting for teams earlier, but now I might be.
Mm-hmm. You see that one little thing that's like, this is a team after my own heart. Even if I know the players on both teams, this one knows me. They get me.
Yeah. I've never seen the guy that gets play this. If he's been laughing it somewhere, I'm not much of a Twitch watcher, so I know he streams. So I didn't get to catch it there because I don't really watch too many streams on Twitch. But yeah, I'm here to see it. I'm interested. I knew it was going to be interesting when I saw their team comp, and they don't disappoint. However, I feel like keep the X alive and keep the X fast off of Flex here isn't bad either.
Yeah, but there you go. Ma taking the first barrier of the game here. Taco keeping himself alive with those secondaries. Passed over to the meme instead of the Ma. Great somersault there from Dragonclaw, who's going to keep this barrier alive for now. Tomotaku taking a lot of damage, but also healing a lot, so it kind of just evens out. Strike shots are trying to get it forward to Ma. Ma missing the secondary and actually getting hit by a log, and the barrier goes down, and that is just unfortunate for Flex. Double as well, the guy that gets getting these barriers, and as per usual, core flip, countered by the ensnare drums, and that was just a very bad 10 seconds for Flex.
Yeah, and if there was any way to score his Mako forward, you just witnessed it. That was a good sequence. I think if they just, chain their stuff like that, get in the face, like Greatest Meme, get them the core, procure them the rock, game might be said and done. But there's a lot of game left to be played, and I think that Flex is far from over.
Yeah, and especially, again, the X scales, so that is what we're going to be seeing most likely is, X losing early, and then he gets those things, or we can see him winning early as well. We see the somersault stunning the core up. Great dodge from the Greatest Meme. Dodge as well from Ma just to keep any funny business from happening. Tomotaku not quite nailing the pass there to Ma. Very difficult pass, though, when you're in the enemy goalie with midfield and goalie there in the box. But the Conjuring Expanse is going to miss as well. The now arrow didn't connect earlier. Ma trying to win some strike wars and get it forward. The guy that gets actually hitting it backwards with that primary strike shot as well. Somersault. Strike war won by Ma, but the core flip is going to mean it goes down to Meme in the end. Core flip from Taco gets it up the corner, but it just goes back cycling around. The guy that gets not getting the angle to bounce off the bottom and into the goal. So it's going to stay alive for 1 second longer, but in the end, the now arrow kind of betrays and just dribbles it up for the guy that gets it from the top side.
Yeah, the guy that gets got what I would call an, best case scenario, now putting an arrow straight down, red coring it, and basically giving them the layup to just kind of dunk it. Definitely those, cross goal, cross pass type situations, the well-controlled dribbles. So if Atlas isn't able to just push you back in that situation, you're going to get scored on.
Yeah, Greatest Meme winning a nice strike war there in front of Ma as well means the core just goes back to the side and bleeds out the aggression. But good now arrow ensures the core stays on the left side for a little longer, gets one barrier. Core flip used by Ma to stay alive, gets the barrier as well. Nice pass from Taco. Secondary is used by the now to try and keep things in line. And Ma very low on health, but still alive for now. Has no energy, just getting beaten all over the place, but he's staying in the middle of the map intelligently while the midfields just try and keep the core there. Of course, we do see Ye trying to stall it out to get that kill on the X, but they haven't gotten it yet. And soon we're going to have Pineapple with that core flip. That's a kill onto the X. Finally, Ma goes down, and Ye has the opportunity. The core almost goes in, but Dragonclaw is not going to let it just Roomba in along the bottom there. Core flip used by Atlas goes along the bottom, not a perfect angle, doesn't go into the goal. Intercepted by Dragonclaw, of course. But that is a very low Mako. Does pick up an orb, so a little bit of healing there. And also going to grab the goalie orb, so he's back to basically full HP now. Atlas using Astral Projection forward, but it gets it to Ma. Even if Dragon
Ooh.
Cloud was able to stop the initial, Ma puts it in the end. And Flex is on the board, whereas last time we had that first set being a 3-0 sweep. Now it's a 2-1. So Flex is learning how to count.
That was a little bit rough. I think the entire team kind of was playing like a side quest on Yin and Yang, and like they were all out kind of trying to achieve something. Like Guy that Gets was trying to really harass and get these kills, and Dragon Cloud was pushing up, trying to help with the greatest meme, but they all kind of like got scrambled a bit, I think is a way to describe it, which caused them to get scored on there, I think. Even with greatest meme trying to pull it back and save it. And I'm, Guy that Gets has to come back when he's low. That makes sense. So that I don't think they were mispositioned at all. So I think it's just back to normal. We're gonna see a lot more of what we were seeing in points here.
Yeah, and pass down to the greatest meme there on the bottom. Kind of goes back, almost hits the barrier, but it is saved in the end by Dragon Cloud. Tomotaco trying to get it through, finally gets one barrier, doubled up by Ma with the core flip as well, puts it through with the bull rush, and that's going to be a second point and a kill onto the Dubu as well. Really well played by Flex there, setting it up, and Ma just knocking it in.
Yeah, even in my head, I was playing out that X sequence in my head, and he played it out exactly like I was thinking, and it got the exact result I was thinking. And I love seeing a game of Omega Strikers like that a little bit. If your opponents know your sequence, though, that's when it starts to feel bad. But yeah, that wasn't the case there, and because it wasn't the case, they just really, really ate alive their defenses.
Yeah, we also see no core flip there from the Dubu. Core flip from Tomotaco going to take the barrier. Greatest Meme does has the core flip. Going to have to use it to stop the Bell Ringer. The Bull Rush gets him in the end anyways. X Maximus as well used to secure the kill. Dribble here from Ma. Going to put it up into Night Market angle, and the secondary from the Guy that Gets almost getting it through. Core flip going to put it through, but not into the barrier. Pineapple does keep the barrier alive, but alive now as well as the Greatest Meme. Ma trying to get it through, but it's not enough. Pass down. The Bull Rush, though, a little bit too early. Doesn't get the connection. Astral Projection gets it forward. Tomotaco goes down to the bottom. Dragon Cloud gets it over to the Guy that Gets, because Guy that Gets can't get it into the barrier just yet. The Ensnare Drums helps a little bit in keeping the forward pressure, but it's not enough. Tomotaco almost going down. He uses the now ultimate to save himself. Still very low on health, but not enough. Bull Rush, not enough either. That is now going down. Ma has the core flip, but can the core even get to him in the first place? The Astral Projection gets it all the way to the other side of the map. Ma picks up the speed gate, runs over, but doesn't have the position to use the core flip. That's a kill flip from Ma with the Night Market angle. Almost hit, but not quite enough. Great duel there from the Guy that Gets a win against the Astral Projection. Very difficult at times. Tomotaco's on the board. Strike Shot goes forward. Tomotaco gets it across the top of the Cosmic Expanse as well. Is really nice, but it's not enough. Ma gets the core for a second, but dribbles up and is intercepted by the Greatest Meme. Bell Ringer comes up. It's a little too early. Guy that Gets going along the bottom here. Pineapple goes dribble into a little bit, goes to the top. Strike Shot misses from Dragon Cloud. This could be it, but Guy that Gets is in front of your net with a core flip. Not going to use it just yet. Core flips are being held onto. It's forced out of the Guy that Gets trying to get the kill onto the Now, who uses the heal and the Alice's full health. That is the Pendulum Swing, though, getting one barrier, and this could be it. Ye could take this first set, or Ma could go to downtime. Strike Shot's going to deny that. The Now arrow, though, goes to the Bull Rush, not quite getting kill, even with the X Maximus as well. Tomotaco trying to get it done. The Guy that Gets has that passive as well. The Empowered Strike, going to use it, but it's Ma who actually gets the defense there. In the end, Dragon Cloud still has his core flip for so much time. He might have to use it soon, but it's not going to be just yet. The Log and the Astral Projection dueling as well in the midfield there as well. The Now arrow missed. Not quite going to be what it takes. Red core's all over the place. Hits the speed gate, instant red core. Ma trying to go for a dribble, trying to go for any kind of play to get it in, but doesn't have the cooldowns right now available to get it in. Pineapple using the Cosmic Expanse gets it over to the Greatest Meme, not his own ally, and that's going to be a kill onto the goalie, but the Now arrow gets it forward. This could be it. Ma could put it in, but if it gets over to the Guy that Gets, it's only Tomotaco in the way now. The secondary is way too early from Now, but it gets it around the Greatest Meme. The hook as well is not perfect. Guy that Gets misses the strike as well. It goes up to the top, but it's not perfect. Strike Shot from Pineapple is also amazing. The core flips come out from everybody. The Now arrow, though, in the end, going to put it forward. Secondary as well. The Cosmic Expanse is going to be amazing. Tomotaco puts it forward. Dragon Cloud still holding on to this core flip. Ma as well has core flip. Now the Bell Ringer hits two people. Both of the forwards on the enemy team, they're very low on health. This could be it. And it goes to the top. Last second core flip to save it from the botched Strike Shot, but it's going to stay in play. Somersault keeps it alive. Guy that Gets is on the bottom again. Tomotaco trying to get it around to Ma, who has the core flip. Doesn't use it right there either. They're holding on to these abilities using the perfect scenario, but the play is just going on for so long. They're starting to flag. They're starting to lose abilities. They're starting to make more mistakes. X Maximus is used there as well. We have the Bell Ringer coming out, hitting Greatest Meme, but it's
Greatest Beam, sending it right back to the goalie. The Astral Protection gets it forward all the way to the bottom. Good intercept there, but the core flip from Ma is going to end that amazing play from both teams.
That was incredible set play there. Both teams looked a little nervous. They knew that first valuable set was on the line. Core was going left, Core was going right. They were really trying to set up a corner play. I could see the guy that gets going for it. I think he perhaps held secondary a little bit too long on those corners. Definitely could have tripled it up to himself faster and sunk it in around the Atlas. But I am here to see some more. That Unstoppable on Rasmus is pretty good because he can use that to deny the enemy team so that Whiplash, I believe that's the front one, right? Or is that Pendulum Swing? I think it's Pendulum Swing. The Pendulum Swing won't just be blocked for free when trying to hit stun people, which tends to be very good for the Rasmus players' favor. And we're seeing some other good awakenings come out, like Missile Prop on the guy that gets. I know he likes to play for damage on the Mako, so from what I witnessed. So I know that's going to come in handy, and it's going to make the primary a little bit faster. We got now picking up the Fight or Flight, which I think is going to be crucial in their ability to maintain momentum, with X going for a standard 1-2 punch.
Oh, this is not a good point for Dragon Cloud. Missed a few too many strikes, not perfect angles earlier with the barrier, that time with the Night Market angle, and you can just see the stress from that last point is really getting to these players. And it's one of those things where, you know, you enter that sort of almost, you know, not to use the name of the awakening, the fight or flight, where, you know, it's like, I have to win this point, I have to win this point, I have to win this point, I have to win this point. It's so stressful, and then it ends and you get that moment of breaking the intermission. It really ends up backfiring because now you're relaxed and it's hard to get back into that. And Ma's just going to send it right through 3 people in a 1v3. A little bit of help from the Now, but I mean, Ma just put a masterclass on how to brawl.
Yeah, this is the Ma 2 I was very familiar with before they started playing goalie for a season, and still good at the forward, that is for sure. I think that's the reason they're on Flex Gonna Give It To You, because Flex Gonna Give It To You, if you didn't know, is a team of players that are just kind of role swapping. It's just kind of like trying everything, you know, seeing how far they can. I don't know if they're gonna do it the entire season, but it feels like maybe it's some kind of challenge. Like, let's try to play every role, mix it up every game, and see how well we do. And I think that's the thought process from what I've witnessed this season so far.
Ooh, the strike shot almost getting goal there. The somersault, though, going to put the core backwards. Secondary from the guy that gets is going to be nice. The proximity drone gets it and sets it up for Mon. And that's a 3-0 sweep for Flex. And, I mean, Ye took the map that was Flex's. Flex looking to potentially take the map that was Ye's. And Ma, yeah, very well-deserved MVP. They're looking to get something like Knife's Edge, Extra Special, Explosive Entrance. So many good awakenings here. What is he going to choose? The answer is Extra Special. Has X in the name, denies the Tofu Fortress uptime. Really good pickup there, but does give the Spark of Agility over to the Dubu, who has the Spark of Focus. So if Ye manages to win this point, there's an option for 3 Sparks, even 4 potentially on that Dubu. But 2 Sparks is already pretty nice when it's that speed cooldown combo, which is so good on those more defensive characters.
Yeah, I think once again, Flex is winning this draft. I think because Now has every speed they could ask for, especially with the fighter flight. They're just going to be moving all over the place with slick kicks. And I say that, but they look to be a little bit on the back foot for the moment. But I think Yin and Yang is about to make their push, and they do, but it doesn't quite make it.
Yeah, the Astro projection from Atlas was perfectly timed. Tomochaka as well with the teleport to help on the clear. Just good team play. And, you know, there's a level of trust, but there's also a level of I trust you, but I also trust that this is way too much for you. Knowing when to commit the abilities is a very important part of it. Cosmic Expanse is not perfect. Strike Shot is not perfect either, but the Astral projection is enough to clear through the guy that gets in the end. The guy that gets charging up, using the Ensnare Drum. So many things used. It's going to be Now dying, but the core is still defended against the core flips. Core flip from Atlas is going to be immediately defended by the Greatest Beam. And pass from Dubu forward into Pendulum Swing, and that right there is a full team play, including the Rasmus classic of just strike into primary at goalie. And finally, Ye gets on the board.
Now that was a fantastic play by Yin and Yang, especially after that last set was so kind of just dismal for them that I think they took a breather during the draft, kind of realized what they were perhaps doing wrong, and now they're here to kind of clean it up, fix it up, and prove that they're still in this game and they still want to try to win 2-0. I mean, if you win 2-0, that's less stress on you, so you can play your next series and get that over with, and go to bed at a decent time. So hey, what can I say? Keep the spirit alive, you'll win the game.
Yeah, but looking to keep the spirit not alive is Flex, taking both barriers and the lead right now. The X Maximus not getting that final strike connection that would have put it in. Core Flip has to be burned by Dragon Cloud, though. Gets trying to do what he can with the Now Arrow, getting it forward. Ma has the core for just a second, but it's Strike War wins over and over by the greatest meme. He's doing so well on this defense and gets it passed all the way over to Pineapple. Reputs it all the way back to the other side of the field for a second there. The red core now in overtime. So good here for, both teams trying to make the core go fast and to actually gain presence and pressure on this map. The core was just too slow earlier, but now it's a lot faster, which means the defense is just that much harder. Core Flip's available for 2 members on Ye here. They're looking to potentially do something. The strike shot from downtown into the core flip from the guy that gets is really good. Backwards Bell Ringer from Ma is not as good. And as well, we have the core flip from the greatest meme. Creative angle there sets up the perfect pendulum swing. And that is just some... You just have to know Rasmus and play him a lot to be able to do that kind of play, knowing that if I do it at this angle, it's going to bounce up so I can hit the primary right here. It's just wonderfully executed.
Yes, that was a masterclass in geometry, because I didn't think you'd have the timing to do all that in a single sequence, but I guess if you hit buttons fast enough, you can pull it off. So if you are at home and you want to learn how to make some sick night market angle plays, take note, because we're seeing them right here. Only in Nasty will you see plays like this.
Ooh, and that's an X getting bounced off the insert drums. Now is back alive, so it just maintains the 2v3. Atlas is not left on his own, at least for a little bit longer. The core flip is really nice to stall. It's so many abilities and get a barrier using the strike shot as well, the astral projection, everything being used. Good secondary from the Now That Proximity Drone paying dividends. The Bell Ringer goes backwards again, but just sets up a lot of core speed, stopped by the Somersault. Bill Rush as well from Ma, just into the greatest meme, not going to do quite so much as he was maybe hoping it to do. Core flip, though, forced out of Dragon Cloud, and Ma with the X Maximus trying to get it through, but Tofu Fortress is going to deny that play for a little bit longer. Temo Taco dodging the flip from the guy that gets just amazing presence on that. And just staying alive is so important here for the side of Flex. They're trying to get things done. Ma is very low on health, and there's no more abilities to help him. Core flip, or not core flip, just core speed. So much of it as we go in overtime here. Bell Ringer gonna hit some people, but no core control there. Great, and the guy that gets so fast, able to run and hit that barrier, get it down. It's an open goal, 1 point away here from Ye taking their first set in the series, but it's also the potential for Flex to start this reverse sweep angle. X Maximus hitting the greatest meme, but there's just not enough direction there. You'll find the core from Ma as well into the Bell Ringer, into the perfect angle, bouncing off the opening goal gate. And that is the beginning of potentially a reverse sweep in the set for Flex, and a reverse sweep in the games as well. After losing the first, they could look to take it all.
Yeah, it looks like they have a slight energy. No, actually, energy seems to be almost even across the board. So I don't think they can just totally close out this set in a quick fashion. But a guy that gets is still getting barriers, and that's, it's all in the name. He gets something. But yeah, it is. Oh, an excellent kill by Greatest Meme. Will take him down, and I think they have to win it here, though. One mistake, and there won't be another set for them.
Ooh,
and there
that's
will
the way
be.
to do it, though. Good strike war there by the greatest meme with those 6 rampage stacks. Do not forget, massive Rasmus there. The greatest meme, well-deserved set MVP there, has the option to pick up so many things. Egoist, built different, rapid fire, even Adrush with a few kills have been gotten. Hot shot as well, not the worst on the Rasmus. Gonna go the Egoist. That means Now does get the Monumentalist, potentially. It's not as much of a pick ban as it used to be against her. Or not pick ban, but just, deny immediately against her. But it is still very good on her. It's not going to hit stun anymore, but it will still hit slow and just, hit damage. And damage is what the side of Flex seems to be lacking a little bit. The Adrenaline Rush on X is going to look to try and capitalize more on the kills they get when they do get them. what they need to get them to begin with.
You know, Now did just pick up, Monumentalist, and when you said they're lacking a little bit of damage, I think they're gonna get a little bit more now, and not just a little bit more damage, but like same time, complete lane control on Now is probably gonna be active here soon. So I don't know. I think Flex is still definitely able to stop this momentum that has come back from Yin and Yang, but they're just gonna have to really keep their heads on, because if they don't, it'll be a reverse sweep.
Yeah, you always have to be careful of those kinds of things in any game. You can never be too confident in your win, and Flex is showing that they have potentially what it takes to reverse sweep the series, but not if EA reverse sweeps this single game. Great Now era, though, with that Monu speed so far across. Ma, though, missing the strike a little bit too small, not close enough to hit that angle. Ooh, the angle was almost perfect, but in the end it works out, gets it over to Now, who gets it over to Ma. A little bit of a weird, unconventional way of getting it there, but you know what? However it works, whatever angle you take to get there, in the end, if the core ends up in the goal, that's all you really care about.
Yeah, I mean, is the best way to win Omega Strikers, because if you do that 9 times really fast, the game's over. But we see we just had a full board of Energy Burst from Yin and Yang, but it's down, and that was close.
Ma with an amazing core flip there. Tomotaco getting a little bit too confident on that flip, trying to go straight into the goal instead of more creative angle, but Dragon Cloud was on top of things there. Bellringer trying to get some damage with the greatest meme. If you can force out that core flip just so that he stays alive, it's a great tool gone from the enemies. But of course, it's not so easy when that Rasmus also has the Unstoppable available. Pineapple hitting it into the log there, just trying to burn it so you can get it through with Tomotaco. Ma losing the strike war there, as well as Tomotaco. Double strike war win from Ye, gets a barrier, and a lot of core flips are available for the side of Ye. One for the side of Flex, though. They're looking to use these just in the absolute perfect scenario, and that is it for both teams with the strike shot from Dragon Cloud.
Oh, no!
The pinnacle into the absolute depths of goalie despair.
Yeah,
the strike
that
shot was
was
immaculate, but the night market angle was tragic.
That was such an amazing save into one of the most terrible own goals ever. No! My brain hurty.
One barrier for one barrier trade here, but that right now favors the side of Flex. They have a little bit of leeway here. Now almost dying, but is alive for now. Unfortunately was spamming the ultimate, I think, and actually teleported right back and forth into the kill, but Bull Rush gets one barrier. The second one's still standing for a little bit longer for the side of Flex, but now is still dead for another few seconds. Can they get something done? Good angle usage there from the guy that gets, but it's not enough. These players are a little bit too experienced to fall for those kinds of tricks. Ma trying to get it through, winning that strike war, but he's just not big enough right now. Doesn't quite have the reach he wants. Ash Protection gets to the bottom, but the greatest meme is able to get it down in there, and the Cosmic Expanse is just not big enough. Ye is on the board once again, but this time, Flex already has 2 goals there, and they are looking to make it a third and take this to a game 3.
Yeah, they gotta keep this momentum up, or this set's over, and 1 for 1, not too bad yet. I think they're still pretty neck and neck, these two teams. Ooh, that X in the net is not what you want to see right now if you're on enemy game point.
Yeah, and Snare Drums as well, kind of being wasted there. I mean, it did buy a little bit of time, but it didn't get quite the position he was looking for. Bellringers, though, keep hitting it backwards, though. A little bit unfortunate for Ma on that. Also, good stun onto Ma there, so he can't use the core flip in the front of the net there. So what he's looking to do, but he just keeps getting stunned out of it. There he goes with the log. The Bull Rush X Maximus, everything being used, and it's enough. Dubu goes down, the core goes in. Ma, at the end, is the one standing, and the enemy goalie is not. We're going to a game 3 on AtLab.
It is game 3 on AtLab. Now, I said it earlier. If they just kill them, they can win the series in a reverse sweep fashion. Now, if they put Ma2 back on forward, I think we might see a little bit of counter to the guy that gets, because that's kind of what we just saw in that game. I think, I think I'm going to stand by that.
Yeah, it's been really good by the side of Flex in this last game. I mean, we saw how dominant Yin Yang was in the first game, but to turn it around on them and start doing that, was just amazing by Flex. And it's one of those things I was talking about on the maps earlier. Certain maps where you don't think you're going to get killed, so you have to be extra wary of being on the edges. But in this case, certain players get so used to killing that, they just don't even fathom that they could be being killed. And unfortunately, Yin and Yang has been so dominant in killing that they just weren't expecting so much kill pressure. I mean, in the end, they still were the ones killing more. They got 9 kills to the 4 of Flex, but those 4 kills really did take Yin and Yang by surprise. Were a lot more efficacious than the kills from Yin and Yang. They got the kills, but Yin was expecting to be killed. They're ready for that. It's like, oh yeah, you killed us, but we're ready for that. We have a plan for that. We know we can 2v3. We know we can stall it out. When Yin and Yang was in that 2v3 situation, like, oh, what do? We haven't been in this situation before. We don't know what's gonna happen, and that really was just a really bad thing for Yin and Yang, and potentially something that they can work on. I mean, it's still early in Nasty. There's a lot more that they can work on and a lot more to learn. That is going to be one of their chief things.
Yeah, but it's far from over. We got another game. They just gotta, think about what just happened. Take a moment to analyze it while the maps are being picked, while they're doing their draft, and really take a breather. Deep breath, kind of like, what went wrong? Why did we get 1-2'd when before it was so much more convincing?
Yeah. One of the other things in here is Greatest Meme and Tomotako still going tit for tat in the midfield there. 298 redirects to 291, a little bit more in favor of Greatest Meme instead of the exactly even, but still really close, both almost at 300. And just going to show that, these teams are very good at playing that classic Omega Strikers goalie midfield brawler comp to a T. And, of course, the midfield is the linchpin of that entire strategy. You have to be on top of your game in the midfield. You have to be winning those strike wars. You have to be winning interactions. You have to be getting it forward. And you have to basically just be everywhere all at once. And, these players have shown that they're really good at doing that, at being in the right places at the right times, at winning the interactions that they need to, and getting it to their forward to finish the job.
Yeah, I'm just interested in what we'll see here. Let me check something real quick.
Yeah, should be an exciting game 3 here with that extra special Siege Machine start. Of course, there's a lot of things that can happen with that. When you're looking at Atlab with those awakenings, you're looking at things like bringing the Mako back with that Siege Machine. Asher as well can kind of use it too. You're looking at something like a Luna or a Vice with that extra special, looking to be able to just shell more often. Dubu, of course, comes to mind as well. There's a lot of really good picks here. Asher going to be banned from Flex as well. They have learned their lesson against the guy that gets. Really, really big thing there is just, figuring out your opponent. What can they play? What can they not play? What do you need to be wary of? And we're going to see the Rasmus ban from the side of Yin and Yang. They tried to steal it away and play it, but, even though the Greatest Meme did really well, it seems that they're not going with that strategy again. We're going to have the Atlas first pick here from the side of Flex, and interestingly enough here, Yin and Yang, even though they won that last game, they did opt into the red side, it does appear. And that is not always the worst thing in the world, but it is something to be aware of in that sort of drafting for that 2-3 pick strategy to get your usually midfield forward secured.
I'm thinking we're gonna see. I'm thinking we're gonna see Guy That Gets play Julie. I think it's coming out. Oh no. Oh no. Wait. I think that's Dragon Clawed on the Mako here, because that's red team. So there's Yin and Yang on red.
On that drafter, it's Yin and Yang is red, not.
Yeah, exactly. So I was saying that I don't think we'll see the Guy That Gets on the Mako forward again. I don't think that was the.
Oh yeah, I'm done. Never mind.
That's there. but yeah. I think. Oh,
is Flex running it back?
I think Matu. Yeah, I think that's Matu's X. I think they're gonna try to run the exact same team comp, play the exact same strategy on a slightly different map, and by slightly, I mean it's kind of a whole different map, but the strategy can still work there. Keep X alive, keep X fast. Yeah, there it is. It's the defend the X comp. I think that's what we can call that, or X marks the spot. I don't know if that team comp had a name. It'd probably be one of those.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to come up with a name as well, but I just completely blanked. So, yeah, but it is an eccentric comp. There we go. That's one. You know,
there you go. Yeah,
eccentric is also a word, but it's not eccentric. It's eccentric. Aha. See,
it's either eccentric or it's essential to winning this series here.
Yeah, and then we are gonna see the return potentially of that Drakkar goalie and the guy that gets on Mako. You might be getting your wish once again, because earlier we did see Dragon Cloud on that Drakkar, and of course, you know, being denied away from that Atlas. Actually, yeah, getting mixed up because in the lobby we have blue side as Flex, or blue side as Yin and Yang, but it is not. It's red side.
Yeah.
Yin and Yang.
I think it is the Mako again, and I like it better on AtLab personally. So yeah, I think if there was a time to show that they can play it, it's here. Unless it's some kind of double midfield with like Drek Kai with goalie on Mako, but I don't think so. I think it's Mako forward. I think it's Dragon Clawed in the net with the Drakkar, and I think it's Greatest Meme once again back in the midfield on the Kai. And that really worked for them the first game with that Kai in the midfield, Drakkar in the net. I think the Mako kind of a unknown factor with the other two characters that we saw earlier, but I think we're still going to see a performance, to say the least.
Yeah, the one thing that I'm worried about in this comp for the side of Yin and Yang is that in that first game, that Asher played a vital role in two ways. Asher basically eliminated the enemy team, Flex, from being able to play the game, just KOing them constantly, and also just being an unstoppable wall that you can't get through. However, replacing that with Mako, you kind of get a little bit of the unstoppable wall, but it's not quite the same. You don't have the ability to just dash in and eliminate, or, you know, dash in and do stuff. You do have the ensnare drums, which is very useful, and you do have a lot of stuff. But against an Atlas, it might not be as effective, and I don't think you're going to be as effective in the kill department either. So, you know, with that Asher ban, it seems like Yin and Yang has kind of been figured out, and I'm really wondering why the guy that gets isn't going for that Julie. I'm wondering if, you know, maybe he's just said, you know, he's sworn off the Julie. Maybe that's the lore for this, where he's trying to practice on other characters. But I do feel like a Julie getting the kills here would be a lot better for the side of Yin and Yang.
I think so. The thing is like, oh yeah, look at it, it's different. It's actually Dragon Clawed on the Mako. It's we got a little too confident in what was going on, but no, it's looking like sort of a double midfield kind of thing. Will Drakkar be better than Julie? I don't know, but I think it's still going to be useful for them either way. Drakkar's a pretty good stuffer. He can definitely get wall kills. All of that's still on the table for Drakkar. A little less favored as the brawler forward, but I mean that's not to say that they can't, you know, rack up kills.
I just want to mention that in this game so far, Flex has had two sad boys around their barriers. They have gotten very lucky. We finally lose the barrier there, but it was just very unlucky by Yin and Yang hitting two sad boys angles, one on each barrier, and somehow not getting them. But potentially the pass down to the Greatest Meme is going to mean that it doesn't matter in the end, and the guy that gets flashes up that Julie cool emote that he is so fond of and says, I got this, don't worry. It's not Julie, it's not Asher, it's not Mako, it's Drakkar. We're going to do this.
And not only that, it's fiery Drakkar. You know, he's got the fiery passion to win the series of Nast, you could say.
I mean, Nasty does have that sort of flame logo to it, and it does fit the Seraphim, so you know.
It does, you know. We're definitely here for that. I like to see it, and there, you know, even a shotgun blast like that, even though it was to dribble the core, or not dribble the core, but to deny the core, You know, even that can accidentally result in a kill by Drakkar. So, and there you go.
Kill flip from Drakkar is amazing. Gets it over to Ma, though, with the strike shot does Pineapple, so a lot of time is bought. 7 seconds till now. Core flip is nice. Gets it over to X, and Ma just puts it in. Negative power play doesn't matter in the 2v3. Just going to get the goal.
Yeah, a great red core pass. I mean, set up a strike core that your opponent has to react to at the perfect timing, which is much harder on a red core than it is standard core. And yeah, Ma2 will just take it in. And here we are on the next point. Health bar is getting a little low.
Yeah. Except for the side of Flex. I mean, they're just able to heal so much with that Now Atlas combo we saw earlier. Bellringer putting a lot of work in the stunning, but the barrier still stands for now. Barrage goes forward as well. The Molten Bolt hits in, and a good strike from the Greatest Means to get that barrier on the bottom. Black Hole does get proc. The shotgun goes a little bit wide. So does the Giga Blast. Almost got the perfect angle pass up, though. The Astral Projection, though, is perfect, but in the end, it only gets it to the guy that gets, and Pineapple just cannot run up there in time. 2-1 in favor of Yin and Yang, but of course, Flex has shown they are not down and out quite yet.
There's one thing the comp that Yin and Yang is running here is really good at. It's pushing the core towards the enemy. And that can be really good if Atlas doesn't have Expanse. Especially because the... I think the projection doesn't have multi-hit defense. So a barrage or like strike shotgun from Drakkar is going to pierce through that every time. And that might be kind of like their win condition. It's kind of like War of Attrition them out.
Yeah, and that's going to be Ma going down. The Greatest Beam is very low. Potential kill angle here. The strike shot goes a little bit wide. One barrier taken. It is still an open goal for Yin and Yang, so they do have to be wary here. But they do get the one barrier. X respawning, but it doesn't matter. That's a kill onto the Atlas as well, and the goal. 3-1. Yin and Yang striking back here. And it's going to be the Greatest Beam picking up that set MVP with most likely a lot of good choices for him. I mean, Fight or Flight, Perfect Form, Egoist, so many good things.
Yeah, Fight or Flight. If Fight or Flight lands on Now again, that's not going to be good. Oh, and looks like they heard me, so they knew they had to get that one. I think, you know, the next best thing is probably Timeless here. Yep, X getting Perfect Form, that makes sense. Atlas getting denied from Twin Drive, that also makes sense, which is very good on Mako. And Egoist being kind of like one of those all-around good awakenings. Both teams are doing well here. I think guy that gets is really going to have to rely on getting the rest of the sparks, but being able to have survivability as Drakkar isn't bad. So we'll see. It's not quite a huge boost in Drakkar's power for this draft, but that doesn't mean it won't be in the next set.
Yeah, they do get the two barriers as well, so maybe it's a gamble in the long run. The Giga Blast as well is perfect from the Greatest Beam to get that goal. But the one thing that I am wondering about is that nice edge was on the board there. I mean, the guy that gets being that gets a lot of kills, that is one of the best awakenings for it. So I'm a little, I mean, of course, you know, sparks are good, but that immediate power, just a little bit questioning it.
Yeah, I don't think they're cooking too hard. I think they're cooking just right, in my opinion. It's just stay on the play, stay cool, and success will come.
Yeah, I mean, staying calm and collected in the game 3 here when you've had so many good points can be pretty hard, but it is definitely very important there. Bellringer getting the Greatest Beam very low. The Now arrow as well to follow up the Bull Rush hits Dragon Cloud instead of the Greatest Beam. But then Greatest Beam is finally able to regenerate a little bit. The Black Hole also misses a lot of damage onto the characters, but a lot of regeneration as well. Mav looking very low here, looking for the Goalie Orb. Managed to dodge that primary. The Core Flip from Mako actually sets up the Bull Rush. Sorry, Core Flip from Now sets up the Bull Rush onto Mako. Mav very low. Does get Barrage there for a second, but kind of dodges out of this Atlas ultimate to not regenerate and gets hit by the Black Hole, but also healed by the Now. So, you know, hurt by the team, healed by the team, kind of all evens out. Great dodge as well. The Core Flip countered really nicely from Pineapple. Cosmic Expanse into the Core Flip as well is perfect, just buys enough time. It was a little bit dicey, but does work. The Now arrow gets it up, but the strike shot from Mako gets it forward. Astral Projection gets to Ma, and actually not even necessary. The stun from Dragon Cloud to Ma prevents him from redirecting it, but it doesn't matter. It was going into the goal anyways.
Yeah, that's just kind of how the team has to operate with what they're dealing with what they're against. Mako covers a lot of goal area, So if you red core and kind of just do a slight mix-up, you kind of have to guess, and sometimes, and having to guess in Omega Strikers is never where you want to be. Not really.
That kill from Drakkar was very good. The Atlas ult was a little bit too late. X is back on the field, but the double barrier was already taken down. We have the clear from Dragon Cloud, the barrage as well. The strike shot fails, but in the end, the goal is not scored. The Bulrush gets it over to the one barrier. The second is taken with the X Maximus as well, nicely set up by Ma. Greatest Beam has the core for a little bit. The Cosmic Expanse gets it forward. The Black Hole pass goes up to the guy that gets, and the pass goes down. The strike shot is not interrupted. The barrage is not perfect, though. The Molten Bolt is not perfect. The strike shot from Mako goes downtown. Greatest Beam is on the bottom here. Drakkar missing the shotgun, unfortunately for him. Sets it up. Tomotaco has that core flip. So does Mako, though. The strike shot perfectly intercepted, though. Great dribble here with this proximity drone. Black Hole as well. The core flip goes forward, straight into the goal. Ma as well in their face, buying so much time, putting so much pressure, and just keeping him occupied. So Tomotaco can kind of just do whatever he wants in the midfield. Some fancy Black Hole passes or Black Hole dribbles to get it around the opponents and just core flip it in.
Yeah, I think this is the momentum that they need, because that last set was not looking so great for them, but now it's looking pretty good. I think Flex has kind of realized that maybe they can outplay this Drakkar a little bit more, because Drakkar, he doesn't have a lot of ways he can do different things. He does the things he does really well, but sometimes Drakkar can be a little projectable with, like, is he gonna strike shotgun me? Is he gonna strike dribble shotgun? You know, what's he gonna do? You know, the only mix-up he's really good at is the Xenocloak, where he can, like, you think he's gonna go up, but he goes down, those kind of things. It's okay for killing, but I think Guy That Gets is using it a lot more for those sneaky assassin type kills, which is fine. They did design the ability for that purpose as well. But it's also for that purpose there, where you can just catch the core and sink at the bottom on an Atlas who doesn't really have the coverage.
And I think there were a few times there where Ma could have gone for a core flip. It was a little dicey, was just a little far, but I think it got within range that he could have used the ability and probably ended that point a lot sooner. Now we're going to go to, you know, a 0.5 potentially. It's going to be Ye taking the set even, which would be devastating for the side of Flex. And we also see Ma burning that flip just to stay alive as the Atlas whiffs the ultimate as well. So a little bit of miscommunication there, and all of that flip saving in the end for nothing. You know, he is able to heal a little bit here and, you know, brawl 3 people at once, dodge the barrage as well. A lot of abilities invested from the side of Yin and Yang. Black Hole, actually, Friendly Fire gets the Greatest Meme down pretty low. The arrow hits the core instead of the Kai, though. And the X very low here in the Ensnare Drums. The barrage goes down, but Pineapple sees it goes up. That's going to be Drakkar getting another kill, and Pineapple just isn't quick enough on these ultimates, unfortunately, and it's going to mean that Ma dies again. Core flip is used, baits out that shotgun, but the strike from Drakkar was held long enough. Last second strike on the goal line, though, perfectly done. Again and again, it goes around. This is the opportunity for Flex to take this point and take the set. Can they do it? The Cosmic Expanse is really nice, buys a lot of time, keeps Drakkar from stuffing it in. Strike shot is nice, the barrage goes along the bottom. Dragon Cloud is up at the top. Pineapple is almost in his own goal, but it's not enough. The arrow pushes it forward. The Strike Wars are won time and time again on this goal line by the side of Flex, and the shotgun as well misses, but that's a core flip on the Drakkar and the Kai. The Kai, though, whiffs the core flip, unfortunately. Drakkar goes for it. Cosmic Expanse baited out, goes down to the Greatest Meme, but it's not perfect. Actually ends up hitting it straight to the Atlas, unfortunately. Core flip's a reset, but it's still an open goal for the side of Flex, and that is going to be the Guy That Gets putting it in there. But that is Flex on the X, and they are scaling. They have the opportunity to reverse sweep.
Yeah, something that people might not know is over time, Xenocloak does make your strike stronger too. So if you Xenocloak and strike during overtime, you get a surprise red core with, you know, extra surprise, because they don't know where you're standing or where you're going to hit it from. They don't know your timing. So that's happened twice, I believe, that set, and that kind of pays off huge. And we're seeing the other Spark come down, and it's Spark of Focus. You know, that at times that can be just like having a rapid fire, and if anybody knows, Drakkar rapid fire, Drakkar with cooldown is a massive threat.
Ooh, unfortunate double own barrier there because the secondary was a little bit late from Atlas. But one thing about this, the aerials pickup on the Atlas, I think it was kind of, hang the draft so that, the Mako takes Siege Machine so she doesn't deny the Rampage from the X. Of course, that is one strategy, but it means that Atlas kind of doesn't get an Awakening here because, 40% projectile range is not great on Atlas. It's all right. It does something. The Astral Projection, though, is nice. Greatest Beam, Giga Blast goes down. Tomotoko is there to intercept, though. The Proximity Drone gets it forward, and Ma's trying to get it through. Passes down to Tomotoko, but a great intercept from the Strike Shot of Dragon Cloud is going to mean that it just stays on this side for a little bit longer without getting the barrier. Core Flip from Ma is well wasted.
Yeah, very fast score from Kai. Made that look really easy. I think that was like Giga into like a dribble into strike there? Was that what I just witnessed? Because it was smooth. It was quick. And it definitely got the job done on Atlas.
Yeah, did get the job done indeed. Tomotoko alive. The Atlas ult invested there just to make sure that nothing unfortunate happens there. Core Flip forced out of Dragon Cloud. Great proximity drone from Tomotoko. Keeps the barrier alive. Guy that gets looking very low in potential kill angle. Great Core Flip, though, from the Greatest Beam to stop that aggression. Gets one barrier, but actually loses one in the process. They still have that one barrier advantage, though, and it was just losing the first barrier, so it's not as bad, and you definitely take that trade, trading second barrier, or trading your first barrier for their second barrier. It's always a good trade there. Bull Rush from Ma is going to miss, unfortunately. A Strike Shot doesn't get a Tomotoko. The Cosmic Expanse as well, not either. Shotgun sets it up. Now puts it down to the bottom there. Almost goes and breaks the ankles of Atlas, but Pineapple was expecting it in the end. We have the Greatest Beam going up to the top here. We have the Bull Rush going forward. We have the dribbles up to the top. The Greatest Beam trying to go in. The guy that has the core for the Astral Projection going to put it to the other side, but the Strike Shot gets the up dribble. We have the Greatest Beam going across the top of the barrage, and the Molten Bolt, everything. Giga Blast, everything is invested, and that is the goal invested.
Yo,
and that is Yin and Yang 1 point away from clinching out the entire best-of-3 series.
That was ooh, that play. It's rare that you see coordination come out that well, and it's like Pineapple knew things were bad when they ulted, and it was play wasn't enough because you still have to respawn as Atlas. That whole sequence was incredible, and now we're seeing like huge morale boost for Yin and Yang here. And the opposite coming out for Flex gonna give it to you. And I think we're gonna see an end of this game pretty shortly.
Yeah, but don't count Flex out just yet. The Strike Shot goes forward, countered by a Strike Shot. Proximity Drum gets the one barrier down, but it is an open goal for the side of Flex. This could be it, or it could be the start of greatness. And it's going to be Mako, Dragon Cloud from downtown with the goalie goal to secure the win for Yin and Yang. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Your forwards get a goal, so your goalie must get 1-2.
That was great, those last 2 points. Those last 2 points for Yin and Yang were textbook. That play on the point before the last one, that was impressive. That was impressive. That's why we come out to Nasty to see sick, nasty plays like that.
Yeah, that was some of the best Omega Strikers I have seen in a while. Very evenly matched teams, duking it out, going to that best of 3. So many 0.5, so many close things, and even when they weren't close in score, they were still very close in the actual points themselves. So well played by both teams. Do want to stress that, despite the fact that it is Yin and Yang winning, it was Flex that took them all the way to that Game 3 and made them fight for it. So, well played to both teams. Go home with your heads held high. GG's. Well played. And with that, I think we'll be going to a break before the next set of games, but do stick around.
All right, hello everybody. We are back with our second series of the night. Famine F Corp versus Galactic Space Cows. I'm Lego Mage, and here with Psykeen. Ignore the boxes on the screen; those are wrong. It didn't get changed. Okay, there we go. Now I'm here. Hello. But yeah, we're here. I got to apologize up front for what we're about to watch. It has come to my attention, the draft and the map that we've landed on for game 1. And I don't know, my condolences here. We have Otten City with Spark of Focus and Chrono Boost start. Oh boy. Octavia now have been banned out. We got Rasmus Estelle Ami on one side versus Mako Kai Kazan on the other. This is going to be a match of all time. I don't really know which way this is going to... Yeah, I don't know which way this is going to go. This could be a pretty messy one, or just going to be a sweep. I'll be real.
Oh, I just realized you can't hear me talk because I was muted in OBS. My bad, everybody. What's good? I'm Psykeen. Lego Mage already introed me. I'm currently getting you the Striker draft up on the screen so you could appreciate it just like us. Unfortunately, it did not... on the Striker draft website side, it did not work. So I'm just going to drag a screenshot so you can witness this. Look at this. This is what you're playing with. This is what you're looking at. Look
I mean,
at
it
that.
could have been a lot worse.
It could have been, but I mean,
They
ban
could
the
have not
Octavia,
banned
so that's
Octavia,
chill.
yeah. If they had not banned the Octavia. It's like relatively tame, but still, this is pretty. I wouldn't want to play in this game. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't know if I would want to be in Otten City right now. If you are, board up your windows, get the
Evacuation
hurricane
order.
shutters out. It's gonna
For the
be,
larger Otten area.
yeah, please. You're in the Otten zip code, but be careful. Watch out for yourselves and your families.
All right. Well, looks like we're loading in right here. Potat, Flowers, and Guaymi versus Victory Bacon, Khalil, and Tempo Melon. In this series, I guess we don't see all of the maps up yet, so we don't know what the rest of the series is going to look like. But at least for game 1, this is obviously pretty interesting. We said our grievances, but in all seriousness, this is definitely going to be an interesting one, like we said. It's hard to say exactly how this is going to swing. Looks like it is Patat on the Estelle goalie here. I assume it's Mako goalie for Famine F Corp. And Guaymi on the Brawler. Flowers on the midfield. Take a look. Okay, yeah. Tempo Melon's on the Kazan here. Khalil running the Kai midfield. Victory Bacon with the strike shot. Mako, Tempo, and Flowers going for the sparks. Everyone else on the Chrono Boost. Strike shot on the Estelle as well. Definitely going to be looking to play around those projectiles and around that midfield. It will be the name of the game. A chess match with positioning here in game 1.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, I'm wondering, there's only 2 sparks on the board right now from Tempo Melon and Flowers. I'm wondering which one of them is going to be winning that mayoral race, or maybe even the secretary, when you get 3 sparks. Right now, you're absolutely right. This is a battle of the midfielders, and Khalil is going to take the first barrier. Oh my god, takes the first goal in just a stunning series of events. I didn't even have time to hand it off to you before Khalil just Giga Blasted all over Patat's goal. Wow. Well played.
Couple Wind Strike Wars there into a Giga Blast for Khalil to start us off. Pretty nice. Looks like Guaymi, though, firing back pretty quick. Gets KO'd in the Ensnare Drums. It's up to Potat and Flowers. Looks like they're committing to the offense, though. Flowers does have the flip available. Tempo working way up the field. Khalil in the bottom side. A nice drop shot. Core flip's getting burnt. Both of them here. Just as Guaymi comes back online. Victory Bacon makes a nice clear to Khalil. Famine F Corp look to bring down that barrier. Press the point from Tempo. Will find it. And Khalil walking up with the barrage. Catching it on the rebound. Some nice midfielding action right there, like we were talking about. Perfect positioning to catch the stray core. and that's how they're going to get it done. Galactic Space Cows on set point.
Yeah, I mean, and Cows, they've got this energy advantage, right? Flowers and Potat both use their core flips, and there goes with a barrier off of a core flip already. So, oh wow, perfect positioning from Tempo Melon and Khalil. There was no real safe place for Flowers or Potat to really send that. And Galactic Space Cows are just going to take the first set in blazing pace.
And Flowers out of cooldowns as well. There's
Oh, no
not
sparks.
a lot they can do about that. Tempo with the double form, of course, is going to be the dual threat against the Estelle goalie. Ariel's going to go first here over to the Kai. It's a good deny against the Estelle, and of course you get everything you want. Hot shot picked up by Potat. Size for Tempo Melon. Perfect form remaining on the board. Will get picked up by Victory Bacon. Flowers waiting it out to ensure that Guaymi gets something, it looks like. Going to go for prime time, and Guaymi, not a lot of options here. Goes for the Rampage for a little bit more size, but it's not particularly great on Otten City. Not a very favorable draft, but
Yeah, the first three picks of the draft were probably the most important and impactful. You know, that aerials on Kai,
Yeah.
speed is just so broken in this meta with all of the dash trainings in the pool right now. Size on Kazan is going to be disgusting. This is going to matter a lot in these interactions. Like right there. Those interactions where Tempo Melon can just do so much with the size that she has on this Kazan is going to destroy this Estelle goalie. I guarantee it.
yeah, definitely. And I mean, Estelle is going to just fall apart at close range to begin with. And I mean, Tempo is able to succeed at both close and mid range. And with Khalil backing her up like that, with the great midfield positioning, the defense is for FAM and F Corp is really not a good situation. They kind of take so much just to defend against Galactic Space Cow's basic pressure, and it's so hard for them to reconvert after that. Like we're seeing right here, the pressure just staying on. The Tempo Melon's still good to go, has the dash in to press the point. Flowers used everything there and couldn't get it out. And now Galactic Space Cows, they're looking to sweep this first one.
Yeah, they are certainly speedrunning through their nest set. I mean, Tempo Melon already plays off of the strike shot from Potat, trying to find a way in. There is an energy advantage. Energy is used from Potat now. Khalil uses their own core flip. Now the barrier is taken. Tempo Melon and Khalil are just in. Oh my goodness, I have never seen anything so disrespectful in my life. Tempo Melon knew that Potat was going to blink down. That's why she sent it exactly where Potat was. That is incredible. A great read coming out from Tempo Melon.
Yeah, definitely pretty crazy. Gonna get some rewards here. Unstoppable, but also more size is available. Couple nice options. We'll go for the rapid fire on the Kazan, though. Always a good pickup. Big Fish will be left on the board for Guaymi as Unstoppable, picked up by Potat. Don't know how much that's really going to help against the multi-hits coming out from Kai and Kazan, but we'll see. Castellas picked up here actually by Guaymi as the size was denied away. Team player on Victory Bacon. Leaving that on the board may have been a massive blunder for FAM and F Corp, as I mean, already, like, Victory Bacon hasn't had to do much with the core, but they've been very efficient when they had to, and well, now their clearing's just going to become even better, and that's such a good awakening on Otten City. FAM and F Corp, I think, just have to look to bring it back in Game 2.
It might just be a Game 2 angle. And you know what? I'm honestly surprised. Tempo Melon opted to go with the rapid fire instead of the spark there. It's ended up pulling all the way down to Flowers, who does also have a spark. So there is a little bit of a spark of hope for this team. Haha, I had to put on my best Ether cosplay there with the wordplay. But now they're encroaching on this goal. But Guaymi, I'm pretty sure that was a weird hook interaction. You're the Rasmus guy. Tell me, is that normal?
For the hook to knock you off the edge, well, actually, that's a pendulum swing on the replay.
Okay.
So that was actually perfectly normal.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I don't know if that bug still exists or not. We don't talk about that. Anyway, core flips coming out here from Victory Bacon. The rare time that Cows has their goal actually open right now. A nice clear from Victory Bacon down to Khalil. Core flip from Flowers, blocked away in the bottom corner. Barrage comes out as well as we go into overtime. Flowers back pass to Potat, sends it around with a piercing shot. A glitch pop to try and send it back up, but Victory Bacon pass to Tempo Melon. The Thorns clear it out of there. Tempo Melon dribbling in the corner here. A nice giga up from Khalil. Topspin from Tempo, trying to get control. Strike war won by Khalil in the midfield, with Guaymi looking to break away with this core. Firewall Sentry coming out. Victory Bacon with the strike shot. Tempo's got a flip available, and this core is moving fast for the team player now, trying to get her hands on it, but doesn't even need to. A pass to Khalil. sink it into the top side. Cows keep it going and hold Famine to absolutely nothing.
Yeah, just such a strong find there from Khalil. And, when you've got all of that movement speed, and a little bit of size, you're rocking with Chrono Boost Ariel's Big Fish. You are a big strike box running. There's just... The draft has been incredible from the side of Galactic Space Scouts, and they are reaping what they've sowed. They are getting all of this energy, all these core flips, all of this map domination is now one core flip has been used. Temple Melon in front of the goal.
The core flip, a top spin KO onto Patat. Guaymi forced to make a choice here. Gonna burn the flip to get the berry. The Snare Drum's actually buying a bit of time, but Tempo looking for the crook leverage. Flowers holds it down, though. Nice glitch pop to cover the top side. Patat comes back online. Now Khalil, a great save with the barrage off the bumper. Flowers, Cyber Swipe past Guaymi. Back up to Flowers. Tempo Melon crooks it away. Looking for the breakaway. The Thorn save it. Soren angle, but can't get it at back in time. Tempo Melon with the pop-up. Gonna dash in. And Cows on match point.
Oh, Tripod Fish coming out from Flowers. Shout out EUSL. Come watch every Saturday at 9 a.m. EST. But now it is match point, like Lego Mage said, and this could be it for Cows. Oh my god!
Oh, I mean 6 seconds.
That is.
We go next.
We go next. Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? Let me go ahead, put on that Cows victory music. Turn off Kazan theme. Let's jam out to Cows. Oh yeah. I mean, that was
50.
an 8-minute and 25-second game, everybody, in favor of Cows. Wowzers.
Yeah. 9-0. 2 KOs coming out from Tempo Melon as well during that. The redirect's not even breaking triple digits. They definitely made a quick one out of that. We'll have to see. I mean, Famine F Corp has their word cut out for them going into game 2 as well. It's definitely a hard one to recover. We expected this one to be a weird match where it could be kind of swingy one way or another. But I don't think we expected that level of domination from Galactic Space Cows. So what is the next map, by the way?
The next map will be, I believe, Night Market, picked by Famine, and I'll give a little bit of backstory on Night Market here for this team that we're watching. Cows, Temple Melon, not great on Night Market. Historically hates Night Market, so this might be a targeted choice. This might be something or other, but either way, keep an eye out. This might be the turning point for Famine to really come back into the series.
And we'll have to see. Indeed, the defense, like we said, really was not there. Khalil and Tempo having their way in the backfield. Wonder if, I mean, it is a stealth goalie, and you are on Otten City. It's not really a good defensive map. I mean, it's not really a good defensive goalie. So I imagine the game plan is getting changed up here. So we got a Timeless Creator stacks on stack start as well. So, Atlas, Dubu, very much on the table. Mako, of course, I think is still going to be somewhere in this draft. I wouldn't be surprised if Cows just pick it again. Very good on this map. You get the speed as well, which makes up for a lot of weaknesses. So, but the big thing really is Famine F Corp's goalie pick, I think, is going to matter quite a lot here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you can hold off the assault from Temple Melon Khalil, I think he'll be golden, right? So, we'll see. Maybe Potat does get the Rasmus here, because I know them for being an incredible Rasmus goalie.
They got a Luna too, right?
I think so, yeah. Honestly,
I'm
I think
pretty sure they do, but
they've also got an Aimi
here
too, but yeah.
Yeah. Looks like now getting banned out once again by Famine. Cows banning out the Aimi. It is a Timeless Creator start, so makes sense to take that off the board away from Flowers. But it looks like Flowers actually dipped. They might be getting a sub or something in here, so we'll have to see what that's
maybe
about.
checking for banned skin or something? I don't know. Because, Flowers is back.
Never mind, they're back. Yeah, I've been checking for skin. There's the Mako from Galactic Space Cows, as predicted. For Victory Bacon. I mean, why would you change that? It's going to be a solid pick.
Absolutely. I mean, just how much it enables their team, it's too strong.
I wonder if Famine tries to pick away... Well, I guess Guaymi would be picking the Rasmus here. Oh, actually, and there it is.
There's the Rasmus, yeah.
Yeah, Rasmus plays pretty well into Mako, and is better on Night Market than Otten City. Like, it's one of the better brawlers on Otten City, but like Otten City is just such a midfield map. They got a lot more chances to like keep it in the corner here, keep it in a single lane. So hoping to perform better there. You also have the speed as well to keep up with it. The Vice from Flowers, most likely.
I could
gonna be the
imagine.
midfield pickup.
You know what? I'm pretty sure Flowers, well-known Vice skin user, probably that's why they dipped out. They said,
Yeah.
I want to play the Vice. Got to take off that skin. Good on you, Flowers. Thank you for
Didn't
being
wanna lose
proactive.
the game. It goes to game 3.
Exactly. Rune coming out. Okay, I was thinking
Oh,
about this pick
and
when I saw the time list, honestly.
Is this? Do you think this is Khalil or Tempo in the rune?
The Asher there, I'm pretty sure this is going to be Khalil on the rune, Tempo on the Asher. But I would like to be wrong. I would like to see Tempo Melon pull out her rune, because it is a creature
This
of
is-
evil.
Also, I think this is actually Patat's Rasmus goalie because we have
this is going to be
Julie right
Guaymi
now.
on Julie. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
more
this is
than
gonna be a
likely,
treat.
Guaymi's Julie, Patat's Rasmus. I enjoy the Rasmus goalie.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to see. It plays like pretty decently into Asher. The rune is definitely going to be a problem. Because it can cut off a lot of that vertical space. So we'll have to see how this goes. Normally I would think the rune is like weird in that team comp, but I think Galactic Space Cows can definitely run it. Especially seeing as how well they played last game. And the damage is there for the side of Famine F Corp, though. They can look for the KOs onto the rune and onto the Asher as their way of getting this win condition. Vice does a lot of damage. Julie has the edge KOs on Night Market, and Rasmus goalie with Pauldrons can also pump out a surprising amount of damage here. Everyone going stack, so every KO is going to be worth
My
huge.
goodness.
As it looks like Guaymi with the Pummelers, Patat with the Pauldrons, and double magnetized
mags.
souls for the Brawlers on the side of Galactic Space Cows as we get into Game 2.
Yeah, that is interesting. Excited to see how this double mags plays out for the side of Galactic Space Cows. You know, and just another addition to your talk about Rasmus there. Good on damage, great at confirming as well, which, I mean, with this Vice pick from Flowers, I expect to see both Julie and Rasmus confirming a lot of that damage that she does put out. But one barrier is down now. Khalil's level 2, the banish does come out as Galactic Space Cows posture for this next barrier.
And we'll see the pillar here. Patat, unfortunately, not able to beat that one. The goal opening up now. Flowers and Guaymi do not have access to their ults yet. A nice dash punch, though, from Guaymi will fix that and pick up a barrier here. And after he's looking for another, can't catch it with the flurries as Khalil makes the breakaway past the Tempo. The pass splitter on the bottom side goes for the dash punch. A nice elusive from Patat. Will stay alive and get the core back up to Guaymi here, trying to force it through the German base. Will be able to pick up second barrier, a mini supernova. Can't fight the pillar, though. Patat will be able to rotate it back around on the bottom side here as we jump into overtime. Dribble into dash punch. Guaymi doesn't quite have the range. The snare drums come out in the midfield. The rune pillar swing Flowers through the ringer a little bit. Core flip from Khalil. Shot to the bottom. Goes screaming past Patats. Great eyes on that one from Khalil. Put Galactic Space Cows first up on the board. 10 goals in a row. Now unanswered.
10 goals in a row is crazy. But you're absolutely right. Applause to Khalil and Space Cows. Great find. And now Guaymi, off the speed gate, is trying to rush to find something. Not going to find it yet. Really does need to find a dash punch here, something to really get the team the pressure on the field that they need. That is a core flip, though, for Guaymi against an energyless Khalil, so there could be some. The banish comes out, though, and this could be the end of Guaymi. 1 HP left. The Vice ultimate does come out, and it looks like we're resetting a little bit more to neutral. Tempo is trying to hunt down Guaymi. Core flip goes off.
Guaymi's still staggered with the flip. Holding on to it, does not want to have to burn that. Looks like it will get out of that situation. Tempo, though, wreaking havoc on the barriers. The goal now opened up, looking to receive the pass. A nice clear from Patat here. Get it back around. A core flip KO from Guaymi. The victory baking. Core flip pass to Tempo. Wins the strike. Well, Patat's got to burn the flip here. It'll pick up a barrier on the power play, but they got to keep going. They're going to need a little bit more. Flowers trying to force it through. Tempo and Victory Baking committed to the defense. They'll hold on to one barrier, but Khalil respawns. Now Patat with a nice clear. A really nice hook, though, to stun Tempo Melon. I think Patat knew what they were doing right there.
Yeah, that was... I honestly, big respect to Patat. It seemed very precise, because the Asher's hitbox could have just, oh wow, into the path splitter, redirected into the bottom of the goal, and that is a 2-0 point lead now in set 1 for Galactic Space Cows. Just well played from that team.
Yeah. You really gotta look out for those heads-up core flip plays from Tempo Melon. He tends to not just strike the core, and will do something extremely goofy when the flip is available. Not like there was very much Patat could do in that situation without a death touch up anyway. But now Tempo Melon's still dominating the barriers right now. Both of them gone yet again. Victory Bacon now in the midfield looking to apply some pressure while Khalil resets some cooldowns, looks like. Wymi able to pick up one here. Flower still applying the pressure. Patat sends it back in. But they just can't get any real push going, it looks like. It's Khalil once again with the core now. Tempo Melon in the bottom corner. Pass splitter coming out yet again. Trying to force it through. Patat defending for their life. Will be able to hold on just long enough.
Oh my
Flowers, though, in a
goodness.
bad spot. Tempo finds the KO. And that's a core flip and a member down. Tempo walking up to the goal. A nice shot to the top to trip up Patat. And Cows take yet another set 3-0.
I mean, just look at that stacks check there. I mean, almost everyone stacked up except for Flowers and Khalil. That's a lot of movement speed on the board to be worried with. And as we get into this draft, it looks like Tempo Melon is hovering Egoist on that Asher. That's just going to be even more... Takes the knife's edge. You know what? I honestly agree with that. That's a lot more speed, that's a lot more KO potential, and that's something that Julie, at the end, it does not get to take. And you know, that's Hotshot going on Erasmus? Nah, not really a big... You know what? I'm surprised Flowers did not take extra special, opting for that prize fighter. I guess to deny from the Julie, but I think, honestly, Happy Star might have been just a little bit better than that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I had to agree with you there. I think the Happy Star, you can pump out a lot more damage, and you always have it up off cooldown, but I don't know how much the draft honestly matters at this point.
No.
They still got Egoist on Khalil anyway, because Patat went for the hot shot deny, which, I mean, I don't know. Egoist is kind of worth it. Another quick goal here from Tempo Melon, 15 minutes in, as Cows... they really don't care about the Awakenings right now. They are just playing some good, clean, efficient Omega Strikers.
They are making the most of their character's base kit and their Awakening. I mean, Tempo Melon's not going to be able to use those stacks anyways, because they're gone. She is KO'd, and now it is a power play for the side of Famine Corp. Guaymi gets one. Patat trying to find two, helping Flowers. That is two. Open goal now. Guaymi trying to find a way in. Flowers going to pass it over Tempo Melon. Tempo Melon's trying to find something onto Flowers. Not going to find it. Patat now trying to reset it. Banish does come out. Onto Guaymi. Flowers evades. Well played. So now the pillar comes out, and Patat takes their own barrier, trying to get it out of here.
Finally an opportunity here. It was actually sneak past the drum and bass. Victory Bacon, a little bit of a misplay there. Wasn't even really forced in by Flowers very much, but it just kind of snuck through that Mako secondary and got a point. So Famine F Corp will put themselves on the board here, but you know, we said it before, you cannot rely on the enemy team making mistakes as your primary way of scoring. Galactic Space Cows still very much dominating this one, but Flowers, another quick mini supernova, picking up that third prize fighter stack onto Tempo Melon, resetting the pancakes. If there is an opportunity to bring this game and the series back, it would be during this set when they have these advantages here. Tempo Melon will come back online and immediately KO Guaymi. That's not what you want to see. Now it's a power play here for Galactic Space Cows.
No, poor Guaymi was standing there on the orb. Tempo Melon just walked in like a shark in the water and took them out. But Guaymi has respawned now. She is back on the field. Khalil trying to find a way to get this core at least kept in possession. But Patat, Guaymi, and Flowers have a different story to tell. Khalil does get that again. Path Splitter coming out from Tempo Melon. Flowers, without evade, is in a precarious situation. If a banish comes out, and there it is. Fortunately, it was broken. Guaymi, meanwhile, gets the barrier, and now Patat has regained possession.
And another supernova here. Big damage. Guaymi going for it, but Victory Bacon with a nice primary will stall out the core here. Patat pushing up to the midfield, tries to get back to Guaymi. A nice pass and a punch will seal the deal. Famine F Corp now on set point. A chance to bring it back. One good, one set. Catalyst still in the pool. They will need to deny that away at some point. And honestly, if they win it here, opting into Sparks might not be a horrible idea if they look to bring this game late.
Yeah, this could be a great opportunity for the side of Famine Corp. I mean, hey, I'll take it back. The prize fighter is doing wonders for Flowers right now. As the banish does come out, though, this could be bad. But nope, fortunately, Pillar is broken, but one does manage to survive and does take the barrier. Flowers, Gwymie with a great heads-up play there. Uses the core flip afterwards to try and find a way to reposition it, but is taken off the field. And now that's a power play, but Flowers is in there, ready to bounce off of the ultimate. Bounce, Night Market just good enough to not hit the barrier of Famine Corp. So now it is a 2v2, the way Omega Strikers was intended to be played. No brawlers, no midfielders. That just pure Omega striking is now both are back on the field.
Yeah, it's still a barrier remaining for Famine F Corp here, as Cows, the longer they take to score these, the more chances Flowers has to deal this damage. Build those prize fighter stacks. A core flip on the line from Victory Bacon won't be able to just barely save that one away. The Pillar in the wrong spot. Oh, Gwymie able to catch it off the rebound. And Famine F Corp will take set 2 and keep this a contest. Patat going to be the MVP here to see what this draft has available for us.
I'm telling you, Patat, Maestro on the Rasmus. But see, there's quite a few things here that I could imagine. Team player, built different? Yeah, built different. That makes sense to me. Now the rune, up to bat. As for prime time, I like it. I would have also liked perfect form, but you know, more pillars, not a bad thing. The team player does fall to Victory Bacon though, which I think might be concerning for keeping pressure up front. Honestly, I would say Adrush Julie, looking pretty good. Hopefully we get to see some more KOs coming out. Hopefully we get to see that really popping off. I mean, even assisting Flowers will help Gwymie out here. So as we see it, again, another draft that I think is going to matter a whole lot. It's just going to be pure striker mechanics at this point, I think. But we'll see.
Yeah.
As Temple Melon is taken dangerously low.
Gotta point out here, I sort of expected Flowers to take either the perfect form or the ad rush and leave the other one for Gwymie. I'm a little bit surprised by the missile prop pickup. The only other person down there was Victory Bacon, who probably would have taken team player regardless. So we'll see if that ends up paying out. It's mostly here for the primary more than anything, but I think that ad rush might have been huge, seeing as how many Supernova KOs Flowers been able to get.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it could mean a lot. That reduction on cooldowns could go a long way, especially for not taking Happy Start, but the barrier does open up now for the side of Famine Corp. Their goal is open, but Tat does have the flip if it's needed. Tat Splitter comes out, not going to find anything just yet. Khalil gets possession. Great punch. Plays around Victory Bacon's primary perfectly, and now it's an open goal for both sides. The flip does come out. That's dangerous in front of Temple Melon, but she was just not ready for it. But Tat is so big that built different is making the difference now. Gwymie in front of the goal, but there's a core flip, and oh my goodness.
Khalil just strike. Sometimes you just gotta strike. Khalil expected something fancy there, and Gwymie literally just hit it right at him.
It's true.
And it kind of just went through. So another bit of a critical defensive mistake there from Galactic Space Cows. That's going to lead to another Famine F Corp points. And now they're the ones in the lead in this game, which you didn't expect throughout that first set. But there's a real fighting chance that they can bring this to a Game 3.
No, absolutely. I mean, the Cows, Black Space Cows, are looking a little shaken now, although they are trying to bring it back. Gwymie does try to go for the dash punch against Khalil, uses the flip as just a stun, a bit of an emotional flip there. Trying to find it, doing this 2v1 on her own. Flowers in the wings, ready to support, but Flowers with an incredible secondary! I didn't even realize that was there, and I don't think Victory Bacon did either! Gwymie trying to find a kill on Victory Bacon, uses the ultimate. Flowers now uses her own ultimate. Temple Melon is looking dangerously low. It could be anyone's goal at this point. Gwymie getting in there, going to find another strike. He's not going to find it. Now Patat trying to get possession for their team. Temple Melon is low in the wings.
Now the pillar coming up. Everyone missing that though.
You know what?
Tempo was ready.
This is like the third time I've tried to hand it off to you in the middle of a set, and then for some reason everyone's brains stop working and it just goes in like the most lackadaisical way possible. My bad. That's crazy. But well played from Galactic Space Cows.
They were just not ready for that one apparently.
Nope.
But I mean, tying it up now, this could end up being a pretty pretty neck
Oh
and
my
neck game.
God.
Another mini Novas from Flowers. Picks up the KO onto Tempo Melon. And here's yet another power play. Looks like Guaymi actually got the ad rush proc from that as well for the assist. It's going to be a nice dash push to pick up that second barrier. Pressuring this corner now. The punch not quite able to connect, but has the flip available. Burns it here. A nice shot to the bottom.
Nice shot.
Right between the uprights. Famine F Corp now in the lead once again on set point this time.
Yeah, I mean, wow, they have really they are clawing for life in this series and showing that they are worth it to be here. They are really showing what they can do. The prize fighter on Flowers, the ad rush on Flowers, and Guaymi, Guaymi has the ad rush, my apologies. But my goodness, are they making the most of what they've gotten? Tempo Melon is almost taken out once again. Flowers does use the energy, protects the barrier with that great clear through the center. Flowers trying to get it to Guaymi, is not going to find it just yet. Does have low evade and energy, so it might be a bit of a dangerous time for them. Guaymi in there trying to fight against Khalil. We're back to more of a neutral state now, as Famine looks to keep their barriers.
Guaymi looking for this top side. A nice banish from Khalil. They will be able to clear it out, but Patat
Nice.
pushing up on the bottom will secure a second barrier now. Guaymi falling back will get the orb. Will be good to go. As they're looking to push back up the field, Guaymi bringing it down to the bottom side. Victory Bacon able to get there just in time, but Flowers recovering in the midfield. The Mini Nova coming out. Doesn't find a KO, but some big damage onto the Asher. Famine F Corp look to make this play happen. Khalil trying to push to this top side, but Tempo Melon getting beat up. Flowers picks it up with the power cord, and the ad rush proc for Guaymi dribbling on the bottom side. He's going to find the dash punch right through Victory Bacon. Famine F Corp stealing another one away, now up 2-1 in game 2. And Patat, the MVP once again.
This is just incredible to watch. Famine Corp is really just at the top of their game right now. They are showing us what they've got. And my God, I just want to say, great confirm from Flowers onto Tempo Melon there near the end. But we are in this draft now. Stagger Swagger does go to Potat. Do want to keep that damage potential, like, healing away from Cows, because that is their win con right now. That is what they are succeeding with, as the 1-2 punch is picked up from Julie. Timeless is on Rune, but I don't think at this point that's going to matter as much. Sparks picked up by both Flowers and Tempo Melon. Neither of who had a spark prior to this, so it is the start of something greater, perhaps. We will find out as we get into this. Pay attention to this Flowers character doing the supernova, trying to find those kills.
Yeah, the damage still getting stacked. I mean, with that Stagger Swagger pickup / deny and the additional power on Flowers, it's going to be scary. Tempo does have that extra stagger to work with. But if Cows end up picking up this last set, that spark of focus, that last spark in the draft, is going to be pretty hotly contested between the Vice and the Asher here. So we'll see if they're able to make that a factor or not. Has it tied up 1 barrier to 1 barrier right now. Banish from Khalil in the midfield. The Ensnare Drums coming out offensively there, but Patat makes the clear. Now Tempo Melon will not get dash punched off. Will manage to survive here, dribbling up the field. And look for the rebound. Core flip from Patat, not able to block that one. Clearing it back out to Guaymi on this top side. The damage still getting pumped in to Tempo Melon. Trying to run around for her life here. We head into overtime. Not too much really going on here. Both sides not really able to gain a foothold over the other. Evolved into a little bit of a stalemate, which is not something we've seen much of this match, but finally the second barrier falling down now. And another banish coming out. Guaymi stuck in the Ensnare Drums yet again. Can actually get KO'd. And Flowers with a mini KO makes it a double. It's a 2v2 now. Flowers has a flip available, actually burns it here. The barrier beam from Tempo is going to block that away. Both sides just playing for the cooldown of their teammate back. Guaymi up first, Khalil not far behind. Tempo still looking for this barrier. Patat absolutely holding it down on this Rasmus.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, Potat is just so well known for that. As I said that, almost loses the barrier from a night market dribble, but does manage to keep it alive for now. Sneaks it through the rune pillar. Incredible strike plate, or primary placement is now. Flowers trying to get the ball to Guaymi. Does get it to Guaymi, but that timeless pillar runs out just in time, actually. The Supernova does get a little bit larger than these minis that we've been seeing. Potat does manage to clear it up, though. Trying to find something here. I mean, this is just, like you said, a stalemate of sorts. The barrier's not going down, and this team does not seem to be able to score on this open goal just yet. But Patat holding it for their life. Guaymi now does have possession. Goes right through them. Strikes too soon. Patat now open goal for either side as Tempo Melon is postured to try and find something. Rune Pillar up top. Guaymi with a great dash punch down. Gets banished. Tempo Melon gets out the path splitter and down into the bottom corner. Patat is mixed by everything that happened. The hook did not make it there in time, unfortunately.
Cows now back first up on the board here. Guaymi is down on the Rampage and Pancake stacks, though, which is not particularly great for Famine F Corp going into this point. But Flowers does have 2 prize fighters to work with here. A lot of the damage actually coming out from Galactic Space Cows early on that round there. Still fighting for one of these early barriers here. Khalil, a brilliant secondary, avoids the KO and sets up Tempo Melon for the double barrier here. Core flip from Guaymi. Flowers able to pick up the second one, and now both sides opened up early on. Khalil going to whiff the flip, banishes Guaymi backwards, but doesn't find the KO. Guaymi looking for the score, so hurt, gets put in the ensnare, jumps bouncing around, stays alive. Core flip from Tempo, blocked by the whiplash from Patat. Pillar on the bottom side, trying to force it through. Flowers goes for a great clear, buys just enough time for the strike to come back online. Thunder strike down. Khalil past the Tempo. Shot to the bottom's good. Galactic Space Cows on set point now. It's looking like a set 5.
Oh my goodness. I say no because the defense I just witnessed from Famine Corp, I wanted them to succeed. I wanted them to get it out because they, high risk, high reward, they went for it and they almost had it. Incredibly well played despite the goal as Tempo Melon gets taken out. Just a beautiful combo from Flowers and Guaymi throwing down both ultimates. Now Flowers does have the core flip. Guaymi was banished, but the goal is open now once again, but we've been here before. This team of Famine Corp is going to need to find a way to get through this seemingly iron wall of Khalil and Guaymi. And if there's one thing that the Timeless Rune has done, it has dragged out this point. So it is something to keep in mind as both goals are open now for either side.
Now Khalil teleporting up. Tempo with the dash and 2 core flips right from the side of Famine. Send it forward. Bacon with the core flip in return. Dash punch from Guaymi, though, is able to catch it and sink it in. Famine F Corp putting themselves back up on the board. 2-1 now.
What a play of just all time. That is incredible. Wow. They are hoping to take this game now. I mean, double banish, though, coming out from Khalil could be enough to swing the tides here. But Patat does find a way. Just keep sneaking them past those pillars. Well played as Flowers does get the secondary out. Trying to find some value, and value has been found as Tempo Melon is taken off of the map. Guaymi now, using the Rune Pillar to their advantage. There's nowhere else for that pillar to go. Tries to go for a dash punch setup. They're not going to find it. Strikes might be what we want here. Strikes are what you're going to get to no avail. Purchase has not been found just yet as the core finds its way Famine Corp's barriers and into their goal. That is the set for Galactic Space Cows.
Space Cows. They're going to bring it back. Going into a set 5 now. Khalil, the MVP. As we get a look at our draft. Fight or Flight, Catalyst, that second spark showing up as well as Big Fish and Rapid Fire. A lot of things to look at. It's Khalil. The rune on the board and no sparks invested. We'll go for the Catalyst. Does already have the Egoist, so kind of a no-brainer there. Unstoppable for Patat. Kind of a questionable decision considering what else is here. Big Fish going over to Tempo Melon. Fight or Flight making its way all the way down to Guaymi as Flowers go for the Spark of Focus pickup. And Aerials on Victory Bacon. I think there may have been some drafting mistakes by the goalies.
Yeah,
yeah, the Aerials and the Unstoppable seem like weird pickups there considering the other options. 8 KO streak for Flowers, by the way, though.
I mean, I do kind of understand the Unstoppable, right? Because a lot of the sort of plays and damage stacking that this team of Famine Corp is getting have been those kind of like just explosive damage plays, right? You've got the Julie and you've got the mini Novas, right? So I can see why Unstoppable might be the choice there, but Aerials? It beats me. Beats me, but you know what? Victory Bacon has shown themselves to be strong and confident on this Mako, so maybe they know something we're not seeing about the Awakening.
And a nice Ensnare Drums here as well. That Aerial's range actually kind of coming in. So there it is, already paying off with that one barrier there. And Khalil getting the Egoist proc now. Has the flip available. Core flip burnt first here from Victory Bake. It's going to hit the pillar though and bounce back to Guaymi. Core flip here from Khalil. Tempo finds the KO at the perfect time.
Oh
Launches Patat
my.
to their net. He's going to sink it in. Galactic Space Cows will be first up in set 5.
We are here, set 5, maybe even 0.5. We will find out, but great KO from Tempo Melon. Great strike or win, but Potat was just ready for it with that Rasmus ultimate. Now, there are 3 encroaching on these barriers of Galactic Space Cows. Banish does go out, though, and Flowers is looking dangerously low. Path Splitter comes out. Both Guaymi and Flowers both don't really want to press their evade buttons. Guaymi literally can't, and now Flowers can't either, as Tempo Melon tries to get Flowers off of this field, but a great strike down from Flowers is going to find it, and she's still alive! How is Flowers still alive? Does not matter, gets through both of them. Tempo Melon wants to get out of Night Market.
2 quick goals here from Galactic Space Cows. And Khalil working back up toward that Egoist proc is going to be huge. Famine F Corp looking for a big KO play in order to really turn this one around, get some ad rush proc, get some more power, because they have to reverse this set for a chance. Tempo, though, another quick 2 barriers. The dash punch comes in, but Banished is Guaymi, and the pillars take her down. Tempo now forcing hard. Victory Bacon up in the net. Khalil has the flip available. And wait to use it at a time where it can be sure to be used right there. Gets it past Patat, and the Thunderstruck slinging that core around. Galactic Space Cows 3-0 in set 5, and they'll take the series 2 games to nothing.
Well played from the Cows. I mean, I was at the edge of my seat there at the end. Like, oh my goodness. The defense coming out from Famine Corp there, trying to survive while Guaymi was KO'd. My goodness. And the pressure that Space Cows were able to put on. Just, wow. Rune sweat emoji. You know the one. The one that's in the game. Holy moly.
Yeah, what a match indeed. Famine almost had... Wow. Yeah, they had the chance to bring that back, but just couldn't quite get it done in set 4 when they had the chance. 276 redirects from Khalil, 298 from Patat. Some big numbers going up in a pretty long game there, but Galactic Space Cows ultimately getting it done, showing their dominance throughout it all. Looked scary there for a second when Famine had the KOs coming online, but ultimately set 5 looked an awful lot like set 1, with Galactic Space Cows just dominating on the offensive front, tearing down the barriers very quickly, keeping the pressure on from there. They don't allow Flowers to pick up the KOs. If they don't allow Guaymi to get ad rush procs, then Famine's whole game plan sort of falls out the window. So some great plays though, great game to be sure. And Galactic Space Cows moving on up in the standings, which I imagine we'll get a look at in just a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Just well played from them. That is a nice quick 2-0 for them. So, well played, well played. We will get the standings up there very shortly. Just waiting to hear back from my contacts on the score side, you know. Everyone's got an information broker for something. Mine's for Omega Strikers, NAST scores. So hopefully I can get that soon and get that up on screen for you. But otherwise, yeah, good games to watch. Very exciting, I'd say. So.
And sort of looking at some of these standings here now. Some of the matches are still ongoing. But we do have some that are finished. Polar Cortex going undefeated, it seems. 4 wins, no losses. 8 set wins. 89.9% set win percent. They've lost very few sets throughout their series, which is pretty nutty, to be sure.
Yeah, unfortunately, my thing I set up is not working properly, so you're just gonna get another image like you did last time, and y'all are gonna like it because you don't really have a choice. I wish that it worked, but it didn't. We go with the old-fashioned way. We'll be up on screen in just a second.
But yeah, Galactic Space Cows and Polar Cortex, the 2 only undefeated teams currently left. Everyone else has at least 1 lost game. But Polar Cortex with a 88.9% set win percentage, as I said, is pretty insane. Famine F Corp, fortunately, taking the L in this series. Their first series loss, so they're 3-1 on that. Some other things still finishing up, so there's nothing confirmed. But Orb Chasers and Team Arc, unfortunately, at the bottom, 3 losses for Orb Chasers. Team Arc losing all 4 of their series, and all of their sets, it looks like. It looks like they haven't been able to pick up a set in these first 2 weeks, which is a bit unfortunate. Orb Chasers still have 1 series left to go through, so we'll see if they're able to snag out a win tonight. But that is still ongoing. Other than that, here's the rest of your stats.
Yep.
So that is week 2, though. That's all that we have for you tonight. Is there anything else you want to say before we go, Sykean?
I just want to say thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thank you to AJ Cannon and Lego Mage for coming out here and casting with us. Those hey, hats off to you two. Thank you. And thank you to all the players for playing tonight, for being ready for their games, for showing up, for having a good time. Appreciate you all. And special shout outs to Overgrown Lemon 5 in the chat. You're the first name that I saw. So you're my guest shout out for today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Do that now?
Yeah, I'm doing that now. Isn't that cool?
No?
No. No. What the heck?
That's it for Dash Week 2. Come back next week, same time, right from Omega Strikers, Monday nights at 8 p.m. For Week 3. That's all we have for you. Goodbye and good night.
Goodbye. Good night.